officials, players, or other team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Owen Fulton Field. Also, possession or consumption of alcoholic beverages is prohibited. Welcome to Owen Fulton Field at Averett University's North Campus for today's ODAC baseball game featuring the Shenandoah University Hornets and your Averett University Cougars. First, introducing the visiting Hornets. In center field, number 4, Jamie Padilla. In left field, number 1, Kyle Garrett. At first base, number 3, Noah Cornwell. At catcher, number 11, Brody Pickett. At third base, number 77, Matthew Ashley. At shortstop, number 67, Christian Carver. And pitching for the Hornets is number 44, Parker Barrington. Shenandoah is coached by Kevin Anderson. He's assisted by Bruce Cameron, Nick Spores, Chris Jenkins, and Drew Crawford. And now, introducing your Averett Cougars. In right field, number 27, Kevin Ziske. At third base, number 15, Trevor Testerman. At left field, number 9, Nolan McKay. At designated hitter, number 41, Preston Robbins. At first base, number 10, Drew Skinner. At catcher, number 11, J.C. Berry. At shortstop, number 17, Tyler Lowe. At second base, number 2, Nick Romano. And in center field, number 20, Mason Williams. Pitching for the Cougars today is number 4, Cole McLean.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Owen Fulton Field here in Danville, Virginia for today's ODAC matchup between the Averett University Cougars and the Shenandoah University Hornets. I'm Thomas Heaney III, joined by my partner Drew Wilson as we get set for this one as Averett enters at 13-4, 5-1 in the ODAC. Shenandoah 14-6, 6-1 in the ODAC. So a battle of the top two teams here this season. As you were here for the first game, Drew, Averett lost 9-2. It was a game that Ian Amerson started. He had 5 strikeouts but got the loss. And so what do you think Averett has to do here following that 9-2 loss yesterday to get back on the board?
Yeah, the Cougars gave up a couple runs early but able to claw back and tie it up 2-2. But then after that, Shenandoah just got some timely hits, a couple of big bombs there from Noah Cornwell. And you know, that really kind of just changed the momentum of the game yesterday. I think the Cougars need to stick to their plan. I thought they did a good job with things yesterday. just got to get a little bit more timely hits to get in some of those runners to take advantage of some of those runs. You've got to score You've got to score some runs against a good team like Shenandoah. We talked about it yesterday, where both these teams were averaging over 8 runs a game, and you've got to be able to produce some runs in order to stay with a team like Shenandoah.
Yeah, like you said, Shenandoah can provide some spark, and they rank first in the ODAC in offense, second in pitching. Averett not too shabby either, third in the ODAC in offense, and fourth in pitching. And so these are two teams that can do a lot. But, yeah, Shenandoah has dominated the series of recent. They've won 6 of the last 7 games, and this is also a series that has seen 54 matchups. And so definitely two teams who are pretty familiar with themselves as we get set for this one, as Jamie Padilla will lead us off here for the Hornets, working against Cole McLean.
Padilla had a great day yesterday, a couple of big hits, and scored a couple runs.
Yeah, Padilla 3 hits out of the leadoff spot for the Hornets. Playing center field for today, as McLean's first pitch of the day was in the dirt for ball 1. Defensive alignment for Averett will be Drew Skinner at first, Nick Romano at second. Then at shortstop we'll have Ty Lowe. Third base will be Trevor Testerman. Catching will be J.C. Berry. And in the outfield we'll have the usual Nolan McCabe in left, Mason Williams in center, and then Kevin Ziske in right. Ahead against Padilla here, 1-2, and this one is a fastball high. It's fouled back, and so we'll do 1-2 all over again.
McLean 3-1 on the season. This is his 6th start, 7th overall appearance for the Cougars. Pitched in 22 2/3 innings, 20 strikeouts so far this year.
The 1-2 pitch here is going to be a breaking ball outside, and you know, Drew, it's interesting. Cole started out his career here at Averett as a third baseman, and he didn't pitch at all really in his freshman year. He had 1 start against Brevard on the road, but that was it. As a big swing and a miss there for the first strikeout of the game. Cole McLean is on the board here, and we got 1 away in the top of the first. But yeah, Cole has had a interesting journey as a pitcher. It's not like he was just recruited as a pitcher only, or a PO as some would call it. And you know, he's a third baseman, and then sophomore year they pitched him a little bit, and then junior year he really made that transition to the mound.
Yeah, I think it's a good job by the coaching staff to find a way to get him on the field. If it wasn't going to be at third base where he started out, then certainly try his hand at pitching, and this season especially he's done pretty well.
He played in the Old North State League Summer League a couple of seasons ago, and with the Luckies, the Reedsville Luckies, and he was dominant during that. And I think that's kind of when they started to realize, like, yeah, this guy's got quite the arm. He always had a cannon at third base, and so he's kind of really blossomed into the Averett second-best pitcher right now on the staff. As this one's going to be rocketed down the line past Testerman and through for a base hit. Rounding first and heading towards second is Garrett, and he will get in there safely, so it's a 1-out double for Kyle Garrett. And it'll send up the most dangerous hitter right now in the Shenandoah order, in Noah Cornwell.
Yeah, Garrett continuing his hot streak yesterday, went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Kind of terrorized the Cougars there in that one yesterday, and again with a double here.
Yeah, and speaking of terrorizing the Cougars, here comes Cornwell. 2 home runs in last game. 11 home runs now total in the ODAC. That's obviously first, as he's first pitch swinging and fouling that one back for strike 1. So big RBI spot for him, 32 RBIs on the year. Both of his home runs driven into right field.
Yeah, they were definitely no doubters yesterday.
McLean's pitch is in the dirt, and it gets past Berry, and that'll advance the runner Garrett to third. So now a deep fly ball from Cornwell could give the Hornets a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first.
Cornwell, a graduate student, transferred from James Madison University. And we could see why he had a big bat yesterday. You don't see too many home runs hit here.
Yeah.
We talked about it as being, a good pitcher's park. But, man, he got a hold of both of those for a couple 2-run blasts.
You know something about JMU, too, of course. As this one skyrocketed in towards left center field, that's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to score Garrett. Rounding first and heading towards second is Cornwell. The throw is not going to be in time. And so it's an RBI double for Noah Cornwell, his 33rd RBI of the season.
Sort of bringing back deja vu from yesterday where there were back-to-back doubles, and that's how Shenandoah got on the board early. And they've done it again here in Game 2 of this series.
So now a run across here for Shenandoah, as it'll bring up Brody Pickett, the catcher.
Pickett had a good day yesterday, had 2 hits, including an RBI.
Breaking ball there from McLean is inside for ball 1, and so back-to-back games here in this series where Averett has surrendered at least a run in the first inning. And trying to keep it at that right here for McLean. 1-0 pitch to Pickett is going to be a fastball that misses in. So now 2-0.
I will say this is one of the things I've noticed with this Averett team this year. Even if they've given up a run early or a couple runs early, they don't give up. They come right back. Really good mindset with this veteran, roster, and have done a good job of just continuing to fight. Maybe sometimes they don't come back all the way, but they've been able to really, battle back even when they get down early. So we'll see if they can do that today.
And the 3-0 there to Pickett is ball 4. And kind of to lead me into what I was going to say earlier was that, like you said about Averett fighting, Averett's 3-0 after a loss this season. They have not lost consecutive games. And that's the first time that's happened this late into the season since 2003 when I was 2 years old. So it's been a historic season early for Averett, and I think that's really been the motto, is just fighting back and not, falling behind too much and, fighting back into the game. And so that's what Averett's trying to do here. They've got 2 runners on and 1 out.
I think so many times, I know when I was playing ball, you get into the feeling of like you're just waiting for something to go bad when you're having some tough times, and this program's had a couple tough years, but now I don't feel like they expect the wheels to fall off. They expect to be successful, and I think that's been the mindset change as I've seen this year and why they've been successful.
100%, and I take you back into that game against Grove City. Averett was 3-0 on the season, and they lost 14-1. And I think everybody was kind of collectively like, oh boy, here we go. But then they came back in the second game of that doubleheader and won. And I think that was one of those games too where you just kind of felt like it could be different this season, and so far it has been.
It also didn't hurt knowing that you lost that first game to Grove City against the guy who's a prospect to be drafted. So
a big swing and a miss there.
Facing off against the ace for Grove City back. He just kind of shut Averett down. But
there was like 12 scouts in the game for that one, too. The center field camera, all I saw was radar guns up. 1-1 here to Connor Hauser, the DH. And he lifts this one to center field. Williams is right under it. Makes the catch, and there's 2 away. And so it'll send up Madigan here to bat with 2 runners on with 2 outs and 1 run across here for the Hornets. And right now, 1 run would be a win for Averett.
Madigan went 0 for 4 yesterday, but did draw a walk.
Getting the nod, batting 6th and playing right field again here for the Hornets. And Cole McLean looking to work out of a jam. First pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Nice breaking ball there from Cole. Cornwell, good speed at second. Surely score if the ball gets through the infield. Another breaking ball there. That one high. So 1-1 now. McLean gets the sign. Comes set. Takes a look at Cornwell at second and delivers. The 1-1 pitch is high for ball 2. Hauser, the graduate student out of Madison, Virginia, and Madison County High School, looking to get a big hit here for the Hornets. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. And a fastball misses high there, so now 3-1, and McLean flirting with walking his second batter of the top of the first inning here.
Hauser batting .333 with 13 RBI, so you don't want to leave anything off over the plate right here.
Carl Keenan would be next. 3-1 cut there is fouled back, and so now we're full at 3-2. The runners will be in motion. So we'll have the merry-go-round going. It'll be Cornwell and Pickett in motion on the base paths, and a 3-2 pitch coming here to Madigan. Big pitch early in the top of the first. Here it comes. This one is going to be sky towards center field. Shallow. Racing over is low, but he's not going to be able to get it. It falls in front of McCabe. Scoring is Cornwell. Getting the third is Pickett. And it's a 2-out, 3-2 RBI single for Madigan.
Yeah, just a tough break there for the Cougars. You got the pop-up that you wanted, but got caught up in the wind and just kind of sailed a little bit further out beyond shortstop. Tylo couldn't get there, and the outfield could not get in time, and another run comes across here for Shenandoah.
Yeah, just falling in no man's land there as McCabe was playing a bit back, and like you said, the wind blowing it back a bit too. So Carl Keenan now will step in, and Shenandoah with a 2-0 lead now. Runners at the corners. The first pitch to Keenan is going to be a fastball just off of the plate there for ball 1. Keenan, the sophomore out of Winchester, Virginia. Working against Cole McLean, the senior. Pitch is outside for ball 2. Barry comes up, tries to give McLean an extra couple seconds for a breather as his pitch count's starting to run up right now, Drew.
Yeah, a lot of pitches here early on. But he's been a guy who's been an inning eater for the Cougars the last couple years. So
this one's going to be skied in towards left center. Williams racing over, but he's not going to be able to get it. It takes a funky hop. Rounding third, but holding there is Madigan, and it's a double. And the Hornets picking up right where they left off yesterday. 3 runs now have crossed in the top of the first.
Yeah, not the start you want if you're Averett, but again, now it's about limiting the damage. Keep it to 3 runs now.
30 pitches coming up here for Cole McLean in the top of the first. And like you said, limiting the damage. This is an Averett offense that is fully capable of putting up a bunch of runs, but got to stop the bleeding here. First pitch there is ball 1. Actually, the left-handed swinger here for Shenandoah with 2 big runs on base right here.
Ashley got a little bit of action yesterday, came in as a pinch hitter, stayed in and played third base. Went 0 for 1, but did draw a walk.
So pinch hitter yesterday getting the nod here today at third base. And head of the count here. Big cut there, but comes up empty. Strike 1. McLean laboring is 30-plus pitches into this first inning. 2-1 pitch. This one fouled right back. So now it's 2-2. McLean, a strikeout pitcher. A strikeout count right here. 2 strikes against Ashley, the 7-hitter here. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3, and so McLean limits the damage. It's 2 strikeouts in the top of the first, but not before 3 runs played for the Hornets on 4 hits. No errors for Averett. Send us to the bottom of the first inning here on the Averett Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Sova Health has the heart care you need to stay healthy. As a Duke Health affiliate in heart care, they are backed by the latest Duke guidelines and research, providing our community with enhanced quality health care. Whether it's cardiac screening or emergency heart care at their accredited chest pain center, they provide quality treatment close to home. Sova Health, heart care to live your healthiest life. Visit online at sovahealth.com/heart.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Averett Sports Network. Thomasini III and Drew Wilson. So Averett is trailing Shenandoah here in the bottom of the first inning. And on the mound for the Hornets will be number 44, Parker Farrington. 3-0 so far this season with a 2.12 ERA. 5 appearances, 5 starts, and 17 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts and 6 walks as he gets set to face this vaunted Averett lineup.
Yeah, 6'4" lefty. I know, as a right-handed hitter back in my day, seeing a tall lefty like that, never an exciting moment, and he's got the numbers to back it up this season.
Yeah, I was a lefty hitter in my day, and let's just say I didn't do too well against lefties at all. I'd be like Randy Johnson in the All-Star game backing out. So hopefully different story here for Kevin Ziske as he'll step up to bat for Averett.
Leading off for Averett, the right fielder, number 27, Kevin Ziske.
Ziske, tough day yesterday. He's normally used to getting on base. Batting .324 on the year, but unable to get on base yesterday, looking to make up for that here. Cougars certainly need it. Now they trail 3-0 going into this at-bat.
First pitch from Farrington is swung on and missed from Ziske, and that's how Averett's bottom of the first starts. Kevin Ziske batting .324 so far this season, and talk so much about Cornwell, the JMU transfer, but Ziske with 6 home runs as well. So some big pop being displayed here at Owen Fulton Field.
And Ziske earned ODAC Player of the Week honors a few weeks ago for his exploits. I think it was at Southern Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Had a big couple of games up there.
Yeah, 3 home runs in the first game and then had 1 more in him in the second and hit another. 4 total on the weekend, giving him the honors and making the D3Baseball.com Team of the Week as well. Farrington delivers. This one is fouled back, so Ziske stays alive here, 1-2. Ziske and then Testerman and McCabe, the first 3 men in the order for Averett. Farrington comes set and delivers a 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that's hit over to second base and through the hole past Keenan and into right field for a base hit. So Ziske leads off Averett with a single here in the bottom of the first.
And that's, if you're the Cougars, that's just what you need to get the momentum going your way here. Get the leadoff guy on and maybe start yourself a good inning just like Shenandoah did.
Now early in the season I said that Ziske wasn't too fast on his feet, and then he proceeded to steal 2 stolen bases. This year, he set a career high in stolen bases. He's 8 for 8. So definitely keep our eyes on him. He's got a short lead right there as Farrington throws it over to first in time.
Testerman also hitless yesterday, so looking to get back on track. Did get hit by a pitch, though, yesterday.
Ziske again, a small lead against the lefty, and Testerman takes ball 1. Testerman's .362 batting average this season, a home run and 14 RBIs. Home run threat anytime he steps up to the plate, despite just the 1 this year. As this one's going to be hit towards shallow right field and going to get in front of Madigan for a base hit. Ziske holds at second, and Averett has the first 2 men on base here in the bottom of the first.
Good job just finding a hole in the outfield there and dropping it in. That's all you need to do. And Cougars now have something going for them with the heart of their lineup coming through.
Yeah, good approach there from Trevor, just taking that pitch right where it was thrown and hit it into right field. So now 2 runners on. The tying run is up here, and it's Averett's most dangerous hitter so far this season, Nolan McCabe. But he's going to square to bunt here, and ooh, almost a beauty as it just goes foul.
I didn't get a chance to say it, but I was looking at the third baseman.
Yeah.
Actually, he was playing so far back beyond the bag. I was like, this would be a perfect time to drop down a bunt, move the runners over. Now you see actually move into the grass.
Yeah, he's going to step up a little bit now, play in front of the bag. But McCabe, a .438 hitter this season. On base percentage, .556 as well. So on base more than half the time for the Cougars as he swings at this pitch and fouls it back. But not a bad idea there from McCabe, like you said, actually playing back, and with his speed as well, he's definitely capable of beating out an infield single.
Yeah, if he got that ball down in fair territory, there was no way anybody was going to get him.
Farrington delivers the 0-2 pitch. This one's going to be skied over towards Madigan and right. Ranges over in foul territory, makes the play. Tagging at second is Ziske. The throw to third base is not going to be in time. And so Ziske, with a high IQ play there, tags up from second and gets to third with less than 2 outs.
Doesn't count as a sacrifice, but it does the job. Moves the runner in 90 feet away.
I think it really embodies the Averett lineup so far this season, too. A team that doesn't strike out too much and plays small ball. You got a guy that's batting .440 this season, and he's swearing to sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat. I think that really just shows the identity of this team, and just getting a fly ball over there to move Ziske over. So it brings up Preston Robbins here. Robbins DHing today, caught yesterday.
He went 1 for 3 yesterday, one of the 5 hits for the Cougars.
He's ending the count here. 1-0. The throw over to first is not going to be in time. So Testerman back easy. And Averett ran a first and third play against William Peace on Tuesday, and it actually worked, the old Little League play. So we'll see if that's in motion here, if Testerman takes off. Not running, and the pitch is going to be fouled down the third base line, so now 1-1.
Yeah, it's one of those tough things, trying to figure out what the strategy is going to be. You're down 3, you don't want to run yourself out of the inning, and when you could potentially maybe put 1 or 2 across here, but you also got to think about you don't want to not score if you maybe hit into a double play situation.
Exactly. A stolen base would take that out of the pitcher, as that one is outside for ball 2, especially a dangerous hitter like Robbins, another one of the Cougars who's batting over .350 this season and 14 RBIs, and traditionally just a guy that always puts the ball in play and is able to drive in runs with runners at third and less than 2 outs. Farrington comes set and delivers. This one fouled back, and a good job there from Robbins of staying alive. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ziske at third, Testerman at first. And the pitch to Robbins is going to be inside, just gets out of the way. So now it'll run it full. Waiting on deck is the first baseman, Drew Skinner, looking for a bases-loaded opportunity if Robbins is able to reach base. Robbins does not walk often, though. Only 2 walks this whole season. So this would be a rarity. Throw over to Testerman again, and he's back in safely. If we were in the MLB, that would be he'll balk. He would be able to move to second because he's thrown over 3 times. Trevor extends his lead. Big pitch here to Robbins, and they throw over. They get him. He's going to try to get to second, and he's in safely. So good job there from Testerman. That's exactly what they teach you against a lefty. If he throws over, just run over to second, and he gets there safe.
Yeah, no hesitation there. Just kept going, and with his speed, easily beat that out.
So now this makes things a little bit different for Farrington. He's got the base open with less than 2 outs. Doesn't have to throw a strike here to Robbins. Can bring the double play back in order. 3-2 pitch. He'll get it over the plate, but it'll be fouled back. And just out of play there. Wow, Madigan had a shot at it, but
I think that wind kept it close. Looked like that was going to get well out, and got hung up there and just cleared the fence.
You see the flag out there in center field blowing to our left. So, yeah, definitely kept it in longer than might have expected. So Robbins still alive here in the at-bat. It's 3-2. Got Drew Skinner waiting on deck. See if Farrington goes with off-speed. 3-2 pitch. It is off-speed. It's hit over to shortstop. Carver gets it. That's going to score a run. Testerman moves over to third. Ooh, that was close. He's out. So it'll be the second out of the inning. It's a fielder's choice. That's an RBI for Preston Robbins, and now it's 3-1 Averett, or Shenandoah rather.
Yeah, Testerman tried to block the ball.
Yeah.
from the vision of the shortstop Carver there, but ended up costing him because gets thrown out at third. But the Cougars do score a run, and that's the important thing. They cut into that lead.
3-1 Shenandoah now, and Drew Skinner up at the plate now. Robbins at first and 2 away, 2 hits in the inning so far for the Cougars.
Skinner batting .344 this season, having a great season so far at the plate.
Versatile player for Averett too. Tried him at first base this season, and he's been able to platoon with Jack Turner, and he gets the start at first base today.
I think that's so important to have guys that can play multiple positions or do different things for you. As a coach, really makes your lineup that much more flexible. Maybe somebody's swinging the bat well, you can move some things around and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and it's given Coach Fleming the opportunity to have Skinner and Robbins in the lineup as he flies out there to Madigan, and that'll retire the side. But not before Averett scores a run on 2 hits. They cut the lead now to 2. Cole McLean back on the mound. Head to the top of the second here on the Averett Sports Network.
Averett University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
And welcome back, everybody, to the Averett Sports Network. Cougars trail in this one 3-1 as we head to the top of the second inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Hornets.
Number 67, Christian.
Carver, Padilla, and Garrett.
Carver went 1 for 4 yesterday.
The 9-hitter looking to set up the top of the order for Shenandoah. As McLean gets a swing and a miss there to start him off. Looking to put up a shutdown inning after the Cougars were able to plate 1. Pitch count over 30 as he heads to the second. Very curious to see how Coach Fleming operates his bullpen. 9-inning game here, conference game. Averett used Mickle and Schwer yesterday, and so bullpen fairly rested. This one skied over to Ziski. Moves over. Yeah, that wind is just blowing out there as he comes in and makes the catch.
Yeah, it starts to get swirly out there, and Ziski, good job to locate that ball and get to it.
Yeah, it's really blowing out to left field. So that one kind of came in on Ziski, but he's able to make the catch. It'll send up Padilla. Big first out here for McLean. Whoa, that one inside. Padilla's able to get out of the way.
Padilla struck out to start the game. I was going to ask you, being a former pitcher, I mean, if you have a bad first inning or bad inning in general, how important it is mentally to get back out there and get the things going, the next inning.
It's a good question because it can be tough mentally when you give up 3 runs to start the game. You feel like you let your guys down. But I think the important thing, if I was in Cole's shoes right now, is I'd know that I have a great offense who's fully capable of scoring a lot of runs. And even though it was just the 1 run last inning, just that one is a huge confidence booster for Cole, I'm sure, out there just to get his feet settled back in. And yeah, I think it's just important to remember that, you have a really good team and guys that are going to back you up. And so definitely just trying to keep that confidence up despite giving up 3 runs. As he's ahead in the count here to Padilla, 1-2. But yeah, I was never happy when I gave up 3 runs in an inning. Never had a smile on my face, but it's try to remember deep down in your conscious that your offense can pick you up. As that one's outside for ball 2, 2-2 now.
Well, and the good thing is mentally you can also look at you got a clean slate the start of the next inning. So
yeah, it's like a basketball shooter. You start out 0 for 4, but it's 0 for 0, and this one's shallow center field caught by Lowe, and so now there's 2 away for McLean.
Now batting Shenandoah, number 1, Kyle Garrett.
Send up Kyle Garrett now. You broadcasted some of those games. I gave up 3 runs too, so your first-hand witness. Garrett now, he's 1 for 1 on the day. Got 2 outs and nobody on.
I wasn't going to throw you under the bus. Like
yeah, I'll bring it up. As McLean gets Garrett 0-1 here, and this is a big out for McLean. Obviously, it would retire the side, but you've got Cornwell on deck, and the more times he can step up to bat with nobody on, that would be better. As McLean 0-2 now. So big shot here for McLean to get a shutdown inning. He's got Garrett 0-2 with 2 outs. He's retired the first 2 hitters of the top of the second. Looking for a strikeout, as that's not going to do it. That's a breaking ball that didn't break, and it hits Garrett, and worst case scenario there for Averett. Now it'll send up Cornwell.
Yeah, tough one to hit somebody with that inside pitch when you got a 0-2 count. You don't mind wasting a pitch, but
yeah, trying to nip that inside corner. That breaking ball just didn't break, and now you get Cornwell up here, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI double. If you're just joining us, Cornwell 2 home runs in yesterday's game, 11 on the season. The JMU transfer looking to do more damage here.
Had an RBI double back in first inning. Help add to that 3-1 lead.
1-1 here. He's got Garrett at first, and 2 away. McLean gets the sign, working from the stretch. 1-1 pitch is going to be fouled back, and so he gets Cornwell at now 1-2. 50th pitch of the game for McLean, so yeah, definitely going to have to get into the bullpen earlier than Coach Fleming may have anticipated, but looking to get a big out here. 1-2 pitch and a pitch out, the old school pitch out. Don't see many of those too often anymore. 2-2 now.
Not sure if they thought maybe the run was on.
That one's smacked towards deep center field. It sends Williams back. The wind is taking it. Should have room, and he makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. So Cornwell, even when he makes out there, is a loud last out. But McLean, more importantly, works a scoreless top of the second. It'll send the offense back out there down 2 as we head to the bottom of the second inning here in Owen Fulton Field. Bottom of the second as we get set for the Cougars offense. It'll be J.C. Berry up to bat for the Cougars.
And Barry, the transfer, batting .286 on the year, making his 10th start of the season.
Texas native gets ready to bat here. It'll be J.C. Berry, Tyler Lowe, and then Nick Romano, 6, 7, and 8 for the Cougars. Farrington, first pitch of the bottom of the second is going to be a fastball that misses high. So a big inning here for the Cougars, Drew. Obviously, Averett got that scoreless top of the second, a big inning for Cole, and now a shot here to just chip away. Even if it's not 3 or 4 runs, again, they'll take another run and cut it down to 1.
Yeah, definitely important to, if you could maybe get a couple base runners here and maybe, I know it's early, but get Shenandoah's backs up against the wall a little bit here and just. But the good thing I think with this Averett lineup is throughout the season, they've been able to get production from 1 through 9.
Yeah.
It hasn't been just the beginning of the lineup.
3-0 here to Berry, so a good start for the Cougars. And another thing that is a storyline is that in yesterday's game for the Hornets, they used all three of their top arms, and 2 of those arms were their best bullpen arms. That's Liam Stewart and Joey Mitchell. Mitchell with a sub-2 ERA, and Liam Stewart has yet to allow a run in conference play in 10 innings. But they both pitched 3 innings, so you definitely wonder about their availability. This one skied towards deep left field, the wind taking it. Garrett all the way back to the warning track, and it falls in front of the wall. Rounding first and heading towards second is Berry, and he's got a leadoff double that bounces off the wall and left.
It's good to see the wind helping Averett out as well, since it's helped Shenandoah out early on. And Berry with a big leadoff double here to get things going for the Cougars offense.
Berry taking that pitch opposite field as a lefty, hitting it off of the wall. Impressive.
Honestly, you watch that ball and it just kept going.
Yeah.
It looked like the left fielder was going to get underneath it, and Garrett just had to keep going back and got turned around.
Possible bunt opportunity for Lowe here. He's not going to square. Instead, he'll take strike 1. You see Ashley at third playing even with the bag. Cornwell just a little bit behind. Definitely a situation. Lowe is a pretty good bunter with good speed. Not squaring again. He'll be swinging, and he fouls that one back and quickly behind in the count here, 0-2. 3 hits now for Averett. Nick Romano waits on deck.
Yeah, the Cougars trying to take advantage and make a big inning out of it.
Looking to hit something to the right side of the field as Barrington's pitch outside. Even just a ground ball to second or first would do a job.
I've noticed defensively Shenandoah has left a huge hole on that right side.
He's able to poke one out to second. 1-2 pitch. He is going opposite field. It's going to be hit towards right field. Diving is Madigan, and he can't get it. And so it is a foul ball. Madigan made a good attempt on it, but came up empty.
Hit the ground hard over there. It took a second to get up, but looks like he's okay. Honestly, though, chances for Shenandoah, you almost like that he didn't get to that ball, because that runner, definitely gets the third, maybe even takes a shot at going home.
Exactly. 1-2 pitch is outside for ball 2. Yeah, Farrington was probably like, dude, let that ball drop. It's foul. Got 2 strikes right now. Trying to get a strikeout here against Lowe. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Berry at second. Breaking ball is going to be hit foul. So good job here from Ty Lowe, staying in this at-bat, working hard.
Yeah, really protecting the plate. And honestly, if you're protecting the plate and you swing late, as we talked about, have that huge hole, go backside there.
Lowe trying to stay back on one. That one outside for ball 3, and so Ty Lowe really digging in here and having a great at-bat. It's now 3-2. Nick Romano, who is an excellent bunter, waits on deck and will surely be doing that if it's first and second. The pitch is low for ball 4. So Ty Lowe works an incredible at-bat here and gets on base with a walk.
Yes, was down on the count 0-2 and comes back and draws the walk, and Cougars now have 2 runners on with nobody out for Romano. And I'm with you. I think this is probably a bunt situation.
Yeah, Coach Billy McLaughlin at third just put down a couple of numbers, and Romano looked at his sheet, and I would imagine that he's going to bunt. Corner's playing in. He will square and take a look at second, but nothing doing. And Romano, like I mentioned, very good bunter. You got Mason Williams on deck, and if he's able to advance both runners, it would put the tying run in scoring position. Cornwell and Ashley playing in. Farrington comes set. And a pick over at second, and back in safely is Barry.
Yeah, I like the idea here of, trying to bunt the runners over with Romano, and you got Mason Williams batting .328 on the season, and leads right into the top of your lineup.
Romano's going to square, and he'll pull it back for ball 1. So Farrington really having a hard time finding the strike zone. He was behind on J.C. Berry 3-1. He just walked Ty Lowe, and now behind on Romano, who's sacrificing himself here. Gonna square again. This one's going to get down. Cornwell picks it up. It's a great bunt. The throw over to first base is going to be in time, but a sacrifice bunt there from Nick Romano doing a job, and it'll set up the tying run in scoring position here with just 1 away.
Yeah, perfect bunt there down the first baseline. It's a lot harder to do if you're a right-handed batter to get it down the first baseline, and he put it perfectly to where the only play was going to be at first base.
Yeah, Nick Romano, arguably Averett's best bunter, so just perfect timing right there for him to be up in that spot. Send up Mason Williams, like you mentioned, batting .324 this season. And a big spot here for the Cougars.
Anytime your number 9 hitter's batting over 300 like that, that's a good thing, and it rolls right into the top of your lineup, and Cougars now in good position.
He's fit really well in this 9-hole for Coach Fleming, and I've talked about it on a few different broadcasts before, but he kind of serves as that second leadoff hitter for Averett in that 9 spot. Like you said, batting over 300, and definitely not your traditional 9 hitter at that, so Farrington's really got to work hard here against Williams. Behind 2-0. Williams swinging 2-0 and hits it over to third base. It hits the bag. It gets down. That's going to score a run. Rounding third and heading towards home and scoring. Williams to second, and it's a tying double for Mason Williams.
Huge hit there by Mason Williams. Just pulled it right down the line and off the bag. Got the home bounce.
Yeah. Actually, was looking all over for it. It hit the bag. It was able to score Barry and Lowe, and now we're all tied up at 3-3. Williams at second with great speed, and the leadoff hitter, Kevin Ziske, at the plate.
4th double of the season for Williams.
Farrington's breaking ball to Ziske is down for ball 1, and the pitcher in me is kind of coming out here. Farrington falling behind on every single hitter so far in this bottom of the 2nd inning, and it's really hurting him. He's having to throw fastballs behind in the count, as that one just gets in there for strike 1. But he's behind in every hitter so far in this inning for Averett.
You can maybe get by a few times, but after a while it'll catch up to you.
Good breaking ball there from Farrington, and now it's 1-2, so ahead of his first Averett hitter so far. Needing a strikeout against Ziske. Waiting on deck is Trevor Testerman. Taking a look at Williams at second, always a threat to steal. And just misses there. 2-2 now.
A tough pitch to lay off of if you're Ziske.
Kevin working in a lefty-lefty matchup here. Traditionally pretty difficult. Ziske with good splits, though. 2-2 pitch. Big cut there. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Farrington does get that strikeout, and there's 2 away. He needed that one.
So now a big spot here for Trevor Testerman as we have a mound meeting coming. Pitching coach for Shenandoah coming out to talk things over.
40 pitches for Farrington. So both starters here, Shenandoah and Averett, having to have some big stress innings. McLean's was the top of the first, and when he allowed 3 runs. Farrington right now has allowed 2 so far, and Trevor Testerman at bat. Doesn't look like too much motion out there in the
They got
bullpen.
some slight movement,
Yeah.
but nobody with a jacket off yet.
Yeah, guys just kind of moving around for the Hornets. And this might just be trying to give Farrington a little bit of a breather as he faces a dangerous hitter in Trevor Testerman.
Probably talking things over, as you mentioned, getting behind the count. You don't want to do that against a guy like Testerman who
Yeah.
can make you pay for a mistake.
100%. And another thing that's interesting here is normally you'd say, well, you have a base open. Why not just let Testerman walk? Well, you got a guy batting .450 on deck, so that's the ultimate protection in the lineup. And I think for this entire season, you'll see Testerman batting with McCabe behind him because he provides that type of protection. Head 0-1 here on Trevor. And change up there for strike 2. And so Farrington finding his footing here late in the bottom of the second. Now you can be very selective here with your pitch way ahead on Trevor. And that one way outside. Ball, 2 strikes. Mason Williams at second base, the go-ahead run. 2 runs already in this inning for Averett, and this one's going to be skied towards left center field, driving Garrett back to the warning track, and off of the wall for a double. An RBI double for Trevor Testerman, and Averett has the lead.
And Testerman just got that ball up, and it carried all the way to the fence for his 6th double of the season, 15th RBI, and the Cougars taking the lead here.
Man, a mistake from Farrington. I mean, way ahead in the count, 1-2. He just threw a waste pitch, and you don't want to get too cute, but man, that one was right down the middle, and Testerman drove it. So Averett's offense has awoken here in Game 2 of this series. Only 2 runs in the first one, but 4 so far through an inning and 2/3.
And in prime position to maybe add another one here with McCabe at the plate.
McCabe swings through that one.
McCabe leads the team with 18 RBIs this season. You mentioned that outstanding batting average, .438, coming into the day.
Yeah, and the on-base percentage, too, just through the roof. I mean, .556 OPS. More walks than strikeouts, which obviously in today's game is unheard of, as so many guys are such big swingers. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and Trevor Testerman at second. Farrington's pitch count close to 50 here. The pitch to McCabe. This one's going to be laced towards center field and right at Padilla. So tough spot there for McCabe. Drilled it to center. Exit velo was through the roof, but couldn't drive in Testerman. But Averett does score 3. They retake the lead here, 4-3 as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. 5 hits and no errors. Cole McLean back on the bump for the Cougars.
Is inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon. With affordable tuition and 24/7 support, it all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
And back we go here for the top of the third. Averett up 4-3 now. Cole McLean coming in, trying to put up a 0 as he'll have Brody Pickett, the 4-hitter, the catcher, for Shenandoah. First pitch swinging will be fouled back. So McLean, the big opportunity here to shut the door. A lot of offense so far in this game. And that one misses outside, ball 1.
Pickett drew a walk and scored in his first at bat.
Pickett, Hauser, Madigan all set to plate for the Hornets. That one fouled back, and so now 1-2. McLean looking for another strikeout here. Found a groove in that last inning. And that one fouled back as well. So good job here from Pickett to stay alive. Seems like it'll be a lot of bullpen here, Drew, in this second game of the series. As that's a big swing and a miss there for strike 3. McLean bringing the heat, and he gets the Cougar roar.
Yeah, nice pitch there by McLean. Get the first out and start the inning off strong.
Yeah, McLean's pitch count is way up there, but if he's able to, I don't know, give Coach Fleming another 2, maybe 3 innings, that would be really helpful for this staff as that one hits the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, if you can get a couple of efficient innings, you can extend yourself a little bit longer than maybe it initially looked. So we'll see if McLean can do that here.
That one's just off, but yeah, I mean, now that we're getting into late March, the pitcher's fully in rhythm now and capable of throwing 90, 100 pitches. McLean went 90 pitches in his last appearance.
I think one of the benefits I've noticed this year with the pitching they brought in to add to what they already had, you don't have to use the same guys day after day after day. You can let guys rest. So if you have to send somebody out there for a while and they run up a pitch count, they can get some rest and be fine, when you need them next time.
Yeah, I mean, especially the freshman pitchers. I mean, Corbin Mickle, and Saban have been really good out of the bullpen for Coach Fleming this season. And obviously the senior Jake Braun has had a really big year, sub-2 ERA this season. But, yeah, you got a lot of flexibility in that pen. You don't have to just continuously use the same guys over and over. Definitely deeper rotation, as this one's going to be hit over towards second. Romano ranges over, throws it over to first in time. And so just like that, Cole McLean has retired the last 5 batters.
Really found that groove here coming through the lineup the second time.
And we'll send up Madigan here, the right fielder.
Madigan had an RBI hit, his first at bat of the day.
Oh, that's a nice breaking ball there, but it's just a bit high. So 1-0 here to Madigan. But, yeah, Cole McLean has retired the last 5 batters, looking to make it 6. And this one hit over to Tesherman. Nice play there from Trevor. The throw over to first is not going to do it. Dropped there by Skinner just off of his glove. Terrific play there from Trevor, but the throw just a little bit off the mark.
Yeah, Skinner did the best he could to reach out and try to get it. It was a little bit wide.
And so that extends the inning here for Shenandoah. And that's one of those situations where, as good as Drew Skinner has been at first base, and he's been phenomenal, it's on that throw in particular, Drew, you'd probably rather have Jack Turner out there, the 6'5", longer arms to try to extend out there on the stretch, as that pitch goes in the dirt, and that'll send Madigan over to second now. So just like that, Shenandoah has the tying run in scoring position.
Yeah, tough break there. He got the great play at third base, ends up getting a runner on, though, and now wild pitch in the dirt puts him at second base. Went from feeling good about the inning to now you got to worry about the tying run scoring.
Exactly. Carl Keenan now ahead in the count 2-1.
I think this is where, if you're McLean and the Cougars in general, just you got to worry about getting the guy at the plate.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on that. Don't worry about the runner if he's dancing over at second base. You only need one out.
Taking a look over at second. The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike 2, and now it sets up a big 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Throw here to Carl Keenan as Cole McLean approaches 70 pitches on the day. Here it comes. The 2-2 pitch is going to be in there for strike 3 looking. Cole McLean coming up big here and getting a huge strikeout over Carl Keenan, and that will end the inning. So Shenandoah does get the tying run in scoring position, but Cole McLean denies him. It's 4-3 Averett as we head to the bottom of the third. And here we go as Averett's offense, which is humming right now. They've scored in every inning so far in this game. Head to the bottom of the third. They'll bring up P-Rob, the Rooster, Preston Robbins.
Robbins with an RBI already today.
Robbins had that fielder's choice, that funky play with Carver that was able to score Ziske, and Carver was able to throw out Testerman at third base. Good breaking ball there from Farrington. Robbins, Skinner, and Barry all set for Averett here in the bottom of the third. Both teams trying to squeeze out every ounce of their starters. Farrington had a big pitch count inning last time he was out on the mound. Cole McLean just threw his 70th pitch, and probably imagine, Drew, that Cole's going to go anywhere from about 90 to 100 at the max. So he's probably got about 20 to 30 pitches left.
Yeah, I have to imagine a lot will depend on what he does when we get to the top of the fourth as to how far maybe he can go. If he has another inning where he throws a lot of pitches, he probably may only sneak out maybe one more inning out of that, but we'll see how the Cougars coaching staff plays it.
1-2 here. And that one outside. And yeah, I mean, McLean, this is what he works for the whole week, is these weekend starts. Ian Emerson went a bit ways yesterday as well, and starters are typically going to throw anywhere from 70 to 100 pitches in a start, as that one misses low for ball 3.
It's also if you're the coach trying to figure out how much you let, how long is that leash?
Mm-hmm.
It's, are they in a groove and are they pitching too well? They're pitching so well you don't want to take them out.
Yeah, sometimes that number isn't indicative of how a pitcher is pitching, as that one just misses inside, and so Robbins has a leadoff base runner here. It's a walk. And another thing, too, that we'll try to keep in mind here, Drew, is that Averett has a weekday game against Roanoke, and that's not a non-conference game. That's a conference game on Tuesday. And so when you start thinking about your bullpen arms, obviously Cole's not going to pitch in that Tuesday game, but think about some of the top arms in the bullpen and how aggressive you want to be in using them multiple innings today. As that one's going to be skied towards Madigan and right. Nice easy play for him. Ooh, that wind actually took it, and he's able to make the catch.
I had to reach back and get that one. Moved on him at the last second. But you're absolutely right. You gotta have a game plan as to how you want to use your bullpen, knowing you got conference games mixed in during the weekend and some on the weekdays. And I think that's where we talked about, they have some of that flexibility this year with some of that bullpen depth.
Yeah, so we'll be curious to see where Coach Fleming goes in this one. And obviously, if it stays the way it is right now, it's as high leverage as it gets. It's a one-run game, and you won't be thinking about that Roanoke game on Tuesday. You'll be going with the best arm that you can throw. Robbins at first. Barry, who had that double off of the left field wall in his last at-bat, going to do more of that. Now somebody up and throwing in that Hornets bullpen. It's a right-hander. Barry flies this one over. Ashley's going to make a look at it, and it'll go out of play.
I think if the wind isn't blowing, that might stay in.
Mm-hmm. Definitely becoming a factor. I've seen a couple ones. Cornwell drove one that almost got out of here. That looked like it was just a fly ball into center. Barry behind 1 and 2. Breaking ball is going to be hit over towards second base and through the hole of Keenan. That'll get in for a single. And J.C. Barry 2 for 2 with a single and a double.
Yeah, coming through big here. I've been waiting for more balls to go through that hole over at second base.
Yeah.
They've the second baseman Keenan's been playing closer to the second base bag most of the game, and the Cougars have found a way to get a few balls through on that side.
Yeah, Keenan shaded towards second, kind of like a mini shift, and right there Barry's able to poke one through the hole. So now big spot here, Ty Lowe at the plate. Another bunt situation here. Actually, never mind. There's one out. Lowe will be swinging as that one misses outside for ball 1. Robbins at second. Barry at first. And a snap throw over to first base, but back in time safely is Barry. But 2-0 now to Ty Lowe. Seems like a really good hitter's count right here. Got to imagine he's going to get something good to hit. Look to be swinging here, 2-0. Here comes the pitch, and he is swinging, and he fouls this one on the right field line.
And we talked about leashes. We'll have to see how long the leash is here for the Hornets.
Yeah, Parker Farrington seems to be close to the end of his leash. They got that guy hot out there in the bullpen. Lowe skies this one towards center field. Padilla ranges over and makes the catch, and there's 2 away now.
That one just kind of hung up there, and I thought it might have a chance at first, maybe drop in with that wind, but no luck. Padilla there to make the catch easily. So now it's up to Nick Romano to try to keep this inning going and not leave these two guys stranded out on the base paths.
Yeah, Nick Romano, the unsung hero of the last inning. He was able to get that sacrifice bunt down, which allowed Williams to plate that double. This one hit towards no man's land in left field. Is it going to drop? It does, but it's foul. Ooh, dangerous play there for the Hornets. They just get out with that foul ball. Would have scored a run.
Might have scored 2, depending on how fast they got to that ball, but tough break. Looked like it might drop in right on the line, but ended up floating about 5 or 6 feet foul. So now Romano will try to do it again.
Good job by pitcher on Averett, Tim Schwer, doing the lines before the game. Really got to see it. Saved Averett there, saved Shenandoah rather. The pitch here is going to be a breaking ball in the outside corner. That is a ball, and so 1-1 now. But yeah, big spot for Romano now to be the hero as he helped out Williams in the last inning, sacrificing himself to get the 2 runners in scoring position. A chance to do some damage himself right here. Swings through that pitch, and now it's 1-2. Romano, the senior second baseman. Coach Fleming's squad behind in the count. Pitch from Farrington. Is in the dirt. Good take there from Nick. So this will be pitch 70 here for Farrington. The big lefty threw a lot of pitches in the last inning, and kind of same deal here in the bottom of the third. 2-2 pitch to Romano. Oh, just fouled that one off. Good job of staying alive.
Good job protecting the plate. Even if it wasn't the pitch you were looking for, gives you at least one more pitch to see.
Farrington, heavy breaking ball down the stretch here. He was fastball early, but really leaning on that curveball late. 2-2 pitch, and this one's going to be skied in towards the infield. Ashley ranges over and makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. So Averett leaves 2 runners out there at first and second. They get a hit, no errors for Shenandoah. It'll send us to the top of the 4th inning where Cole McLean will be looking to continue his hot streak. He's retired the last 6 batters.
Averett University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
Cole McLean back on the mound for Averett. It's 4-3 in this big conference matchup here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Danville, Virginia. Again, Thomas Heaney III joined by Drew Wilson here on the Averett Sports Network as we head into the middle part of this game. Averett lost the first game 9-2, but looking to rebound here and split the series against the Hornets. First pitch swinging is going to be hit over towards Skinner. Nice easy hop for him. Steps on the bag and makes the play. And so just like that, Matthew Ashley is retired, and 7 straight set down for Cole McLean.
Yeah, he's become a lot more efficient after that tough first inning.
4 strikeouts, just 1 walk. He's allowed 3 extra base hits so far. But you mentioned it earlier too. It's just sometimes that pitch count number isn't always the number that's on the pitch count. And right now for McLean, it's definitely very high. But the way he's pitching, definitely going to extend him a little bit down the stretch. And I think if you're able to get 5 out of him, that would be incredible.
Yeah, especially after that first inning. I don't know that anybody maybe thought that, 5 was in the cards, but he's settled in and done a really nice job these last couple innings. Hopefully he can keep it going.
31 pitches and 3 runs in that top of the first, and had 2 guys in scoring position. And I mean, The Hornets were one single away from going up 5-0, and how detrimental would that be for a team that just lost 9-2 to be down 5-0 in the first game? As you look back on that inning and that out for McLean, just keeping it at 3 instead of 5, then Averett comes back and scores a run and then gives their offense some confidence.
Absolutely.
3-1 pitch is in there for a strike, 3-2. The 9-hitter, Christian Carver, full. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Jamie Padilla. 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Cole McLean. Oh, boy, he is heating up right now, as that's now 8 straight retired, and another strikeout make that 5.
Yeah, really feeling the momentum these last couple innings. Hopefully he can keep it up here. Although it does get tougher now to start the third time through the lineup.
Yeah, it's a good point. Always for a pitcher, that third time through can be pretty rough, especially at the top of the order like we are right here. You got Padilla up with nobody on as that breaking ball in the dirt. So 1-1. But getting these first 2 guys in the order out is just so important. And you look at Noah Cornwell batting third, you like to have him up with nobody on. As that one's in there for a strike. Now 1-2, and McLean is dealing. 5 strikeouts so far on the day. 8 Hornets retired in a row. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, heated that one up there. Misses high for ball 2. Might have been his hardest pitch of the day, and he's close to 90 pitches. It's 80 pitches there for McLean. 2-2 pitch. And another high fastball there that misses, and now 3-2, and now you can't get too cute.
No, especially with Padilla. Leads the Hornets with a 470 average coming in today, although he's 0 for 2 here in this one.
3-2 pitch and 3 straight high fastballs for McLean. Might have gotten a little too amped up there as he gives the free pass to Padilla and sends up Kyle Garrett, who in his first at-bat had that double. Here comes Coach Kenny Fleming. Interesting here. Let's see if we'll have a pitching change. 81 pitches for Cole McLean.
I haven't seen any motion. I haven't seen anybody pitching, warming up in the bullpen. But ever since they built that wall, it's hard to tell who's
Yeah,
warming up down
true,
there.
The plyo wall. I loved it when I was out there, but now that I'm up here, it's like, oh, I want to see who's out there in the bullpen, you know? And so we'll see what happens. Knowing Coach Fleming, this is probably just buying more time for whoever's out there to maybe get loose, give Cole McLean a little bit of a breather.
Obviously, you also want to talk about Garrett, a guy who, as we mentioned earlier, kind of terrorized the Cougars yesterday with his bat, and today he's gotten on twice, both with that double, and then he got hit by a pitch. So he's a guy that, on-base percentage-wise, has kept innings going. You want to make sure you make smart choices here with a runner on first, even though there's 2 outs.
Home plate umpire Mark Yonder breaks up the function at the pitcher's mound, and the tying run now at first base as that one misses low. And like you said, I think a lot of you focus so much on Noah Cornwell batting third, but yeah, Kyle Garrett can provide some big-time spark here for the Hornets as well, so don't want this inning to go south fast. And that one misses inside, and so now McLean might be running out of steam here. You see Coach Fleming whispering into the ear of Coach McLaughlin in the dugout. Definitely have the wheels turning right now. You start to think, as now we see that's Jack Turner grabbing a ball on the mound. There's a strike. Jack did tell me before the game he was going to pitch. Not sure when he was going to come in, but first baseman / right-handed pitcher in the bullpen for today's game. 2-1 pitch to Garrett is on the outside corner for strike 2, and so McLean coming back with vengeance now, falling behind 2-0 after that walk to Padilla.
I think if you're McLean, you got to go after him right here. You can't use a waste pitch.
I agree, as they're going to take a look at Padilla at first, but nothing doing. Yeah, you don't want to run it full to 3-2 because then, like you said, you get too cute. You walk Garrett here, and then you're in real trouble.
Or with 3-2, the runner has the ability to take off with 2 outs.
Exactly. 2-2 pitch. This one's going to be laced towards center field. It's going to fall in front of Williams for a base hit. And so nice piece of hitting there from Kyle Garrett. And now all eyes focus towards the dugout. And Coach Fleming, what is he going to do here? We got the most dangerous hitter in the ODAC right now, Noah Cornwell. A tying run at second base. And it looks like they're going to ride it out here with McLean as he approaches 90 pitches.
Cornwell 1 for 2 today with an RBI and a double.
A heavyweight matchup here. Nicole McLean against Noah Cornwell. First pitch outside for ball one. This is a man that tormented Averett yesterday. Can McLean give a little payback here on Saturday? 1-0 pitch. Cornwell skies this one towards center field. Williams runs over. Should have room. The wind is taking it, and he makes the catch. Wow. What looked like a routine fly ball headed towards the warning track, but that'll end the inning. And another loud out against Cornwell. McLean, big-time innings, big-time stress pitches down the stretch. He gets out of it and holds the lead. Averett's still up 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the fourth here. New pitcher on the mound for the Hornets. It's not Halloween, but it's Michael Myers on the bump, the right-handed pitcher from Tuckahoe, New York. That's where my mom's from, so shout out, Mom, if you're watching. Michael Myers on the bump. He's going to have Mason Williams and then Kevin Ziske and Trevor Testerman as the heart rates went up in the last inning. Hornets had the tying run at second, but stranded him there. Noah Cornwell couldn't drive him in.
And Myers comes into this game. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings this season with 9 strikeouts. Has given up quite a few runs, though. Has a 9.72 ERA. This will be his 5th appearance out of the bullpen.
Yeah, and this is the interesting thing with Coach Kevin Anderson, who's in his 22nd season. He's been the coach for Lynchburg as long as I've been alive, but he pitched both of his top bullpen arms last game in a blowout, a 9-2 game, and both Liam Stewart and Joey Mitchell both went 3 innings each, and so you probably imagine they're not available today. So having to reach a little bit deeper into the bullpen in this second game.
Yeah, yesterday they had a pre-planned 3-pitcher rotation. Each guy was going to get 3 innings. So they stuck to it yesterday, but as you said, now those guys aren't available for this one today.
They're going to have to go with Michael Myers here against Mason Williams as a 1-1 pitch here. They'll be in there for strike 2. Shenandoah's offense has gone quiet since the top of the first. They scored 3 runs, but since then haven't scored yet. 1-2 pitch from Myers to Williams is going to be a breaking ball that's hit over towards Coach McLaughlin at third base and foul. One ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Mason Williams. Pitch from Myers. Is breaking ball. It's just outside. 2-2.
Williams with a good eye at the plate. Second on the team in walks this season. Came in today with 12 base on balls.
Yeah, that's a good thing for Williams, too, with his speed. He's always a threat to go when he gets to first. 2-2 pitch in the dirt for ball 3, and so now it runs it full. And so Averett, in the last inning, were able to get a leadoff walk. See if they can do that here again. Kevin Ziske waiting on deck. Payoff pitch here to Williams. Whoa! Just a bit inside there. That'll be ball 4, and Williams, just like you said, gets another walk.
Now batting for the Cougars, the right fielder, number 27, Kevin Ziske.
No stolen base attempts for Averett, and they rank top 3 in stolen bases in the ODAC this season, so be curious to see if they test Myers. Williams at first.
Yeah, the Cougars 45 for 51 coming into the day on stolen base attempts. Williams 4 for 6.
Kevin laces that one back up the middle for a base hit. Ooh. It gets in front of Padilla in center, and so Ziske, I think if he got under that ball would still be going. That one was lined right back up the middle, and Averett now with 2 base runners here with nobody out.
Yeah, Ziske now 2 hits on the day. And the Cougars have something going here offensively. Again, last inning they've got 2 guys on, couldn't take advantage of it. We'll see if they can do that right here. But with the top of the lineup coming through, that's what you want.
This is interesting. You wouldn't think about bunting Testerman here, would you? I mean, you got McCabe on deck. He is going to swear, and he gets it down, but it's foul. And, yeah, again, that just speaks to the selflessness of this lineup. I mean, Trevor Testerman is a big-time power threat, one of the best hitters in the lineup, and he's swearing to bunt to try to set up McCabe with 2 runners in scoring position.
I think that's one of the things, in my time as an SID, this is year 17, the teams that have been the most successful are the ones that don't mind playing situational ball.
Yeah. Trying to do that here. A snap throw to second base, and back in safely there is Williams. Testerman pulled back the bunt, so now it's 1-1. Testerman getting the sign here again, and both corners playing slightly in, and that could be an advantage for Testerman if he's able to slash and swing away. See if he bunts again here. Myers comes set. Long hold, delivers. Testerman squares to bunt, pulls it back, and another ball. So now 2-1. And a chance for Averett's biggest inning so far. You got Williams at second, Ziske at first. Testerman ahead of the count here, 1-2. Myers another long hold and a pick over to second. And, almost gets away. Williams will hold at second base, though.
Smart move. Even though that ball did get away, it wasn't far enough. Hornets right on top of the play.
Williams, a senior, smart play there.
I didn't see Testerman square around that time, so we'll see if the bunt is still on here.
Yeah, I mean, now you got him 2-1, a hitter's count. You could get a fastball to hit. He will square, and that one misses high, and Shenandoah does it for him. Myers throws it away, and now Averett second and third. Testerman ahead in the count 3-1, and Averett is in business here.
And now you just did the job of the sacrifice without even having to sacrifice. So now you give yourself a chance to let Testerman swing here, unless you're just really determined to try to drop down a bunt. But we saw that yesterday with Shenandoah with a safety squeeze.
Swinging 3-1 there at a breaking ball in the dirt. Shenandoah is going to play the corners in, middle infield back, so we'll surrender the run if the ball is hit towards the middle of the field. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Trevor Testerman, and the pitch is inside for ball 4. And so Testerman draws the walk, and the bases are loaded here for Averett's best hitter in Nolan McCabe.
Yeah, great eye there by Testerman. That's a hard pitch to lay off of on that inside corner. And that might be the end of this outing. And it looks like it will be for Myers as Kevin Anderson making his way out to the mound.
So a bit of a spooky outing for Michael Myers as he leaves with the bases loaded and nobody out. It'll bring up Nolan McCabe. We'll have a pitching change on the bump for the Hornets, and this is a rough one to come into if you're coming out of the pen. Is a lot of work to do for the Hornets.
And bases loaded, nobody out. It's not the not the ideal situation if you're coming in as the reliever, but you know that coming in, that's your job. You might face that situation. You got to be mentally prepared for it. So we'll see who it is they do bring in here. Looks like number 52, Jake Holbert, the first year
Freshman.
out of Greentown, Pennsylvania, will take over here. And this is Holbert's fifth appearance of the season. Has a 1-1 record.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but yeah, I mean, the mental fortitude to come into a spot like this, and guys who come into bases loaded, nobody outs are crazy people. I mean, Eric Hansen used to do it for Averett. He used to be the bail guy, as Coach Fleming used to say, and you just got to be mentally tough and let everything roll off you like rain, and because you know you're probably going to allow at least a run and maybe two, but the whole idea here is to not have the inning just blow up. And you know, if the freshman Holbert's able to come in here and allow only 1 or 2 runs to plate, that would be a win in Shenandoah's book. So big spot here for the freshman.
Holbert, 2 2/3 innings. It does have 3 strikeouts, has given up 2 runs in his work with a 6.75 ERA.
It's going to be Nolan McCabe, Preston Robbins, and Drew Skinner, the heart of the Averett lineup. 3-4-5 with plenty of speed out there.
You talk about tough situations, not only the situation of coming in with the bases loaded, nobody out, but now you got to go through the heart of the order as well. If you're Averett, you're just loving that, but Shenandoah obviously looking to – it's where you talk about minimizing the damage here. You know, you feel lucky if maybe you only give up 1 or 2 runs in this situation.
Yeah, exactly, and with everything looking so positive for Averett right now, I think it's really good to have McCabe up here because I think – if you had an underclassman up, you could get a little bit too antsy, swing a little bit too much. Right now, McCabe, he's been here before. He's been in plenty of bases-loaded, 0-out situations, and he'll be asked to provide right now for the Cougars.
Yeah, talk about experience, 6th-year senior. You don't see those too often, but with the whole COVID thing, able to stick around for a few extra years.
So McCabe coming in here, and nice breaking ball there from Holbert.
McCabe certainly taking advantage of the situation with his extra years, and it's paying off for him and the Cougars.
Having the best season of his career this year. Bases loaded. 0-1 pitch here to McCabe from Holbert. And time is called.
And they're going to give a ball because the time – pitch clock.
Oh, wow. I've never seen that here. Pitch clock violation called against Holbert.
It's not something you see very often,
No.
but it has happened a few times.
Interesting. So Holbert, the freshman, having the pitch clock violation. That one in the dirt. A snap throw to second base, but back in safely, and the ball gets loose. Staying at third, though, is Williams. Probably wise. Don't want to run yourself out of an inning.
Yeah, Carver backed up that play and able to get to that ball really quickly. Otherwise, I do think you see a run come home there.
The rookie and the vet, freshman pitcher Holbert, working against 6th-year senior. And we're going to get time called again here by the second base umpire, Robert Reed.
And now Nolan's going to get a strike call against him.
Wow, so this is interesting. McCabe not too pleased.
I think he stepped out of the batter's box.
Robert Reed, second base umpire, was on it. 2-2 pitch here. Good take there from McCabe on the outside corner. And it runs it full. So no breathing room here for the freshman, Jake Holbert. He's got bases loaded, nobody out. And Nolan McCabe in a 3-2 count. Holbert comes set. Biggest pitch of the game so far. The pitch is going to be outside for ball 4. McCabe draws the walk. And so McCabe gets at first base, daps up Coach Smitty, And Averett gets a run.
Yeah, good eye there by McCabe. Again, a veteran guy not getting antsy and trying to swing out of his shoes on that.
Yeah, exactly like I was talking about there. He's been there before, and that was a great pitch from Holbert. Just was able to lay off. So now brings up Preston Robbins. He takes that one on the outside corner for strike one. And right now, Averett looking to blow this one open here. They're fully capable of doing that. Bases loaded here. And Holbert with two good pitches on the outside corner to get ahead on Robbins 0-2. This is another guy you would like up at the plate, Robbins, known to put the ball in play, not strike out too much. Good take there as Holbert's really spinning that slider.
Yeah, Robbins with an RBI today, up to 15 on the season, and another opportunity here. The base is juiced.
The pitch, Robbins flies this one foul down the left field line. McCabe at first, Testerman at second, Ziske at third with one out, or no out, excuse me. And Preston Robbins at the plate, working against the freshman, Jake Holbert. The pitch, this one's going to be sky towards shallow right field. Madigan runs in, makes the catch, tagging at third, but holding is Ziske, and that's a big out there for Holbert.
And Madigan had to travel half a mile to get there with the wind blowing that ball.
Yeah.
That's usually a second, where that's called, that's usually the second baseman's ball, but he had to track that all the way from right field and comes in and makes the catch, and too shallow to tag up there. So tough break for the Cougars. Although if that ball drops in, you may end up having a force out at second base there, just as how close it was.
True. So big out there from Holbert. Drew Skinner steps in now, and he takes ball one. Like we were talking about, right now for Shenandoah, a run or two would be great. 3 would be all right, but anything more than 3 would be a blow-up inning for Averett. Right now they've surrendered 1. Skinner hits this one over to shortstop. Taylor made double play. 6 unassisted to first. Double play. Jake Holbert with a Houdini act. Only allows a run on a walk, and so Averett does get one, but like we talked about there, that's definitely a disappointment for the Cougars.
Yeah, you hope to get more out of that inning, but Shenandoah able to get out of it.
Carver rolls the double play there. And it's 5-3 Averett as we head into the top of the 5th. Let's see who comes out there for the Cougars, as it's going to be Cole McLean again. So Cole McLean back up on the mound for Averett as we head to a break, and we'll join him in just a moment.
Is inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon, with affordable tuition and 24/7 support. It all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
And back we go here. Top of the 5th inning, Cole McLean going out for the 5th. Didn't know if we'd see that.
Able to be efficient last couple innings. So Averett head coach Kenny Fleming looking to sneak out at least one more inning out of him.
Yeah, we said 5 innings would be a dream considering how that first inning started for Cole. And right now, I would imagine this is going to be a batter by batter thing here. Is I think if Shenandoah is able to get a base runner on and bring the tying run up to the plate, you'll probably see a pitching change. But see if Cole can go 1, 2, 3. This one hit over towards low. Oh, nice pick there. Short picks it over to first base in time.
What a play.
Tyler Lowe, highlight reel play there for the first out here in the top of the 5th.
That's a tough one because it's screaming at you, and you've got to decide in a split second, do you try to charge in, make it catch in the air, or take the short hop? And he's able to play the short hop and make a great play and then catch himself and get the ball over to first.
Yeah, that's why I played pitcher during mine. I would not make that play as Lowe shows off the quick hands and gets the first out. And, boy, you love that as a pitcher. Your defense gives you an out like that. Connor Hauser hits this one over to second, and it gets through the hole for a base hit. And so there is that base runner. Hauser reaches, and now you start to think, will Coach Fleming go to the bullpen here? Double play is in order.
Cougars do have, I can see a lefty up. I can't tell who it is yet, but a lefty is up.
And that is going to do it.
So Cougars will make the call to the bullpen. We'll see who it is.
Take a look and see who swings that door open. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really.
Might be Will Green.
So Cole McLean's day is done. He did his job. He worked out of some tough jams, and I think that's the definition of just keeping the boat afloat. As there were a couple of times in this game, Drew, where it looked like it might have gotten out of hand, and Cole McLean stayed steady, and he leaves with the lead.
Yeah, great job by him to bounce back after that tough first inning, and even though he won't qualify for the win in this one, he did his best to help put the Cougars in position to win. Here now it's up to his teammates in the bullpen to finish this one off. As Will Green will come out, the righty out of King George, Virginia.
Will Green this season making his 6th appearance on the year, 4 2/3 innings, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. And the thing about Will is he has just got an arm, and it's live. You'll see it here. He can really throw that fastball well. He's got good off-speed pitches. Where Will kind of struggles is a little bit with his control, like we talked about, 3 walks and 4 innings so far this year. So if Will's able to command the zone, he is pretty tough to hit. He'll be facing off against Madigan, Keenan, and actually the runner at first and just 1 away. So we'll let Will Green warm up here, and we'll be back with you in about 30 seconds. Back into action here. Will Green tasked with trying to hold the lead as the runner at first base is responsible for Cole McLean. But right now, he's got Madigan up, looking to roll a double play here and get out of the inning. Green's fastball is in there for strike 1 on the inside corner.
Not a bad first pitch there to find the inside corner. That's sometimes a hard one to find, especially in on a right-hander.
100%. He goes right back there again and gets a foul ball. And so Green ahead here, 0-2. See if Green goes with a breaking ball here, or maybe he climbs the ladder with a high fastball. 0-2 pitch. They will go with a breaking ball. It'll be outside. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got Hauser at first. Green gets the sign, takes a big deep breath, holds and delivers. This one, high fly ball to shallow left field. McCabe runs in, the wind taking it, but he's able to make the catch, and that'll be the first out here of the top of the 5th inning. Or second out, rather.
Number 19, Carl Keenan.
So Green doing his job here, gets the out, now trying to finish it off.
Carl Keenan up, the second baseman. Righty thrower, lefty hitter.
He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI.
Sophomore out of Winchester, Virginia, takes that one for ball 1. Hauser with very short lead at first. Would be shocked if he were to go. Keenan swings and hits this one to deep center field, driving Williams back to the warning track, and he makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. So Will Green does a great job out of the bullpen here in a very high leverage situation. He gets both outs and leaves Cole McLean's run out there at first base stranded. Cougars lead by 2, 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Jake Holbert, the freshman, back on the mound for the Hornets, and boy, did he do a job in the last inning. Entered with the bases loaded and nobody out. Walked Nolan McCabe, but that was it. Got a fly out and then a unassisted double play from Carver at short, and held Averett to just 1 run, holding it at 2. The Cougars up 5-3, and it'll bring up the Texas Longhorn, J.C. Berry.
Berry having a good day so far at the plate for the Cougars. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored. Of course, had that double to the wall in his first at bat and got on base with a single in his last at bat.
And Berry has had a day so far on this Saturday afternoon at Averett's North Campus. Like you said, 2 hits, a single and a double, and that double was loud off of the left field wall. This one's scorched over to first base, but caught by Cornwell, and so, yeah, that's baseball for you right there, as that ball couldn't have been hit any harder, but it'll be an out, and the first of the bottom of the 5th.
The shortstop, number 17, Tyler Lowe.
That'll bring up Tyler Lowe. 0 for 1 today, but did reach on a walk and scored a run.
Ty Lowe made that dazzling play in the field in the top of the 5th as well, so look to do it with the bat here as well. So, Nick Romano on deck. First pitch to Lowe, ball 1. See how long they let Jake Holbert go. For an inning and a third so far. And Lowe takes that one outside for ball 2, so quickly ahead in the count now. And Holbert's got to be careful here because we're at 7, 8, 9, and don't want to start walking guys at the bottom of the order. That one inside for ball 3, and he's in danger of doing that right here.
Yeah, you let your foot off the gas just a little bit, thinking you got the easy part of the order. It can come back to bite you. So,
see if Lowe's swinging here. 3-0, not swinging, and he takes ball 4, and so Holbert walks Tyler Lowe, the 7 hitter. It'll send up the 8 hitter, Nick Romano.
Lowe, his second walk of the day. He's now doubled his total for the year. He only came in with 2 walks.
We'll take that for sure. Lowe had that incredible home run in extra innings earlier in the season against Greensboro College. Down the left field, gave Averett the lead. Throw over to first, and he's back in safely. Another potential bunt situation here for Romano. Maybe get the Guy in scoring position for Williams. Might not do it, though, considering there's just one out.
Yeah, with a two-run lead, you may take that chance.
Late in the game. Williams, short lead at first. Romano not going to square. Instead, he'll take ball one.
Not that you want to take the bat out of Romano's hands, but it gives you a chance to put a runner in scoring position for Williams, who certainly swinging a good bat. So, but it doesn't look like the bunt is going to be on, at least from what we've seen so far.
Romano not bunting again. That one is going to be on the outside corner. So 1-1 here. Williams, again, we talked about it a little bit, Drew, but Averett does such a good job at stealing bases so far this season and highly efficient. Haven't seen a stolen base attempt yet. We'll see if Williams takes off. Short lead again, throw over, and back in safely.
Lowe is 3 for 4 on stolen base attempts this season. So hasn't run a whole lot, but does have 3 steals.
Lowe takes another short lead. The pitch, Romano fouls that one back, and now 1-2. Coach McLaughlin at third gives the signs. Holbert takes a look, comes set, and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And so Holbert gets a big strike out there. And boy, has he been good out of the pen for Shenandoah.
Yeah, he's done his job well.
Batting for the Cougars, the center fielder, number 20, Mason Williams.
Send up Mason Williams here with a runner at first and 2 away. Going to flip the lineup over.
Williams, one of the 7 hits today for the Cougars.
Holbert keeping a close eye at Lowe. That's the 4th time he's thrown over.
Williams drove in 2 runs with that double off the third base bag.
Takes that one for strike 1. Waiting on deck is another hot hitter, and Kevin Ziske, 2 hits so far today, looking for a chance with a couple of runners in scoring position. The 0-1 to Williams is inside. There goes Lowe, and he will swipe second easily. So 4th stolen base of the season for Ty Lowe, and it's funny, I mean, Holbert was so concerned with him at first and threw over 4 times, and then Lowe finally gets him.
I think it was going to be a tight play, but that throw just a little bit offline there, and Lowe able to get in there easily. Now he's in scoring position for Williams here, who certainly can drive him in.
So Williams now ahead in the count, 2-1, and a base hit would extend Averett's lead to 3. Got 7 hits so far, looking to make it 8. Freshman right-hander comes set and delivers. Williams swinging, and he hits this one over to Ashley at third, throws it over to Cornwell at first in time, and that'll retire the side. So Averett strands a runner in scoring position. And now still lead 5-3 as we head to the top of the 6th. We'll see who comes out there, if it's Will Green again or if they go to the pen. We'll be right back on the Averett Sports Network. And we welcome you back here to Danville, Virginia, here at Averett's North Campus, as Nathan Comer takes the bump for the Cougars. Comer's 2nd appearance of the season, coming back from Tommy John surgery. And so he's been an X-factor for Coach Fleming's squad, as he was a guy his sophomore season that was one of the best pitchers on the staff. Junior season was plagued with that injury, got cut short, and then had the surgery, has missed all of this season until he made an appearance against William Peace on Tuesday. He pitched in that one, threw a scoreless outing, and back out of the bullpen here. This is a starter for Coach Fleming's squad, but coming out of relief here, trying to work his way back up and work that endurance as we head towards the later part of the season.
Yeah, you mentioned he came in, got 1 inning of work, only gave up 1 hit, had 1 strikeout, didn't give up any runs. And, I think part of that's just getting the mental reps more than the physical reps there, coming back from a tough injury and, one of those surgeries that, mentally can not get you in a rhythm and takes you a few outings to maybe get back. And so it's good to see him out there in this situation in a big game here for the Cougars.
Yep, the South Boston native, the senior, coming in here in the top of the 6th, and first pitch will be inside for ball 1. But yeah, and that sophomore year was really good for Comer. I mean, 48 and a third innings pitched with 30 strikeouts, made 6 starts, and he was a workhorse for this team in 2023. And it's so cool for me to see some of these seniors who have had to deal with a lot of losing in the last few seasons. The 5-win year in 2023, as this one is going to be popped up in the infield, low, ranges over, backpedals, and makes the catch. And there's one away.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see that growth of these guys. Had some struggles early on, and the team had some struggles during their early years, but now really figuring things out. Coach Kenny Fleming, I was talking to him earlier in the season, after they have gotten off to a great start, and he was just like, it's taken 6 years, but we're finally there. We're finally, feel like we can win.
Yeah, 100%. And it's, like you said, too, about that mental aspect of the game. And baseball, more than any sport, really is just so much of that mental aspect. You make out 7 out of 10 times, you're a Hall of Famer, that whole thing. And so, it's really tough to show up to the stadium every day if you're, on a 6, 7, 8 game losing streak. But right now, the tide has turned, and Averett was winners of 8 straight before yesterday, and looking to get back in the win column here. This one flied again over in the infield. Romano ranges over, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. So Comer doing a good job out of the bullpen here.
Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but, I mean, it truly is a mental thing. You've got to learn how to win. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing, but baseball especially. Sometimes it takes some time to figure that out, and these Cougars look like they have certainly figured that out this year. There's been a definite change. You can see it from last year to this year.
Yeah, and the biggest change, like I mentioned earlier in the game, as the first pitch there is going to be down low for ball 1 to the leadoff hitter, Jamie Padilla, has been the response after losses. I think that there's just kind of been this feeling like, oh, we lost a game, like is it, we're going to start to lose again, as Padilla smacks this one into left center field and towards the gap, and that one is going to get over the wall for a solo shot. Jamie Padilla with a boom here in the top of the 6th inning, and it cuts the lead to 1. So kind of on topic is just how do you respond? And Averett's responded well all season. They've only lost 4 games, and the 3 losses before yesterday's, they've all come back and won by combined 19 runs. And so kind of fittingly, how do you respond here as Padilla hits that solo shot?
Yeah, his second home run of the year, first hit of the day. Again, taking advantage of that wind going out to left field.
Yeah, that ball just carried and carried as the wind blowing into left. 5-4 now. And it'll send up Kyle Garrett. And I keep stressing it throughout the game, but yeah, another big out here as you got Cornwell on deck. I want to keep him in no RBI situations. Breaking ball misses there.
That was a really nice pitch, even though it was a little bit high.
It's just a little bit more extension on that follow through there and try to get it over the plate. Ball 1 strike here to Garrett. And this one's skied foul. So ahead in the count, 1-2. You can afford that solo shot with 2 outs and nobody on if you have a 2-run lead. For Comer, looking to hold it right there. A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch to Garrett. It's a good breaking ball in the dirt, but not offered at. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 2 away. Comer looking to end the inning. And fastball misses low there, and so now this one has to be over the plate as it's 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Cornwell waits on deck. Comer comes set. Delivers a big 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball, and it misses high. And so now the go-ahead run at the plate, and it's the leader in home runs this season in the ODAC.
Number 3, Noah Cornwell.
Tough pitch. That was right there, borderline pitch. You hope that if you don't get the call, you get a swing, but good eye. And now Cornwell coming to the plate with a chance to help his team out.
Cornwell's made out a couple times today, but both were at the warning track in center field. As the sun hides behind the clouds, Cornwell takes ball 1. It gets dark out there on the field. Got a runner at first, 2 away, and the throw over at first, and back in safely there. It's Garrett. So talk about being thrown into the fire here. And that one misses outside for ball 2. So Comer, after pitching that non-conference game on Tuesday, trying to get his feet wet, is right into the fire here. 2-0 pitch to Cornwell. Big cut there, and it's fouled back. Getting his A swing off on that one. Looking to give the Hornets the lead with 1 swing of the bat. Comer looking to hold the lead. 2-1 pitch. This one's going to be hit hard and through the hole at second base. Being waved home is Garrett. They're going to send him. The throw to home plate is not going to be in time. And it's an RBI single for Cornwell. Garrett's speed goes first to home without stealing. And the game is all tied up.
It looked like a hit and run on there. Runner was on the move. And it certainly paid off. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better spot.
So Cornwell drives in the run as that ball was crushed back up the middle. He got in a hitter's count, 2-1, and got a fastball that he could hit. So the Hornets tie it back up here, 5-5. They'll send up Brody Pickett. And this one in the dirt, Cornwell holds it first. So Comer gets the first 2 outs of the inning, and then the lineup flips over. Padilla hits one out into deep left center field. Garrett gets on base via the walk. Cornwell drives him in with an RBI single.
Cougars do have some movement in their bullpen. I believe that's Turner back up and warming up.
Turner is scheduled to come out of the pen here. We'll see when he does. Obviously, Drew Skinner getting the start at first base. But right now, the top of this Hornet lineup is doing some damage. 1, 2, and 3 have all reached base safely here in this inning. Pickett looking for more. And now Comer behind 2-0. And this is a really tough spot here for Coach Fleming. You got traditionally one of your best pitchers on the mound, but he's coming back from injury. This is only his 2nd appearance back. So you have to try to gauge how much that you can let him go here. This one detonated towards left center field, and that's going to get down in front of McCabe. Holding at third there is Cornwell. The relay throw gets away. Lowe keeps it there. Heading towards second is Pickett. And the Hornets now 2 runners in scoring position and looking to take the lead.
Now the Hornets number 26, Connor.
And we'll see how long the leash is here for Calmer, as you mentioned. Only his second outing since coming back from injury. And that might be it for him as Averett head coach Kenny Fleming makes his way out to the mound and looks like he's signaling.
It's going to be a pitching change here as Comer's day is done. And got the first 2 outs of the inning against the 8-9 hitter, and then Padilla, Garrett, Cornwell, and Pickett all reached base. The Hornets scored 2 runs off of him. He's going to be responsible for the runners at second and third as well. And it looks like he'll give way to Jack Turner. So we will step aside here. We'll take a quick break, let Jack warm up. We'll see if he can get out of this here. 5-5. Shenandoah knocking on the door, though. Runners at second and third. And welcome back, everybody, here. Drew Wilson with Thomas Heaney III as Jack Turner takes the ball in the biggest part of this game so far. It's all tied up at 5-5. Shenandoah looking to scratch a couple of runs across and give the Hornets the lead as Turner comes in here. See if he can get the job done for Averett.
Turner making his 5th appearance of the season. He's only pitched in 4 innings thus far.
3 innings pitched for Turner, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And looking for 1 big out here in the top of the 6th. First pitch is a fastball that hits the inside corner for strike 1. Nine hits now for the Hornets. Connor Hauser, lefty, up at bat. Got a base open, and Manigan waiting on deck, the right fielder. Ball, 1 strike. Turner delivers this one way high in towards right field. Shallow right, Romano ranges over. This is going to be a tough play, but it's caught by Mason Williams. And so, when in doubt, give way to the captain out there in center field. And he's able to make the catch. Big out there from Jack Turner to hold it at 5. So all tied up here as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Turner does his job. 0-0 ball game here as Kevin Ziski, the leadoff hitter, will step up for the Cougars. 5-5. We'll have the freshman number 52, Jake Holbert, back out there for his third inning of work, facing the top of the order here for Averett.
Ziski 2 for 3 today with a run scored. So he's had some success. Cougars looking to get some offense going here after giving up the lead.
Ziski hammers this one towards shortstop. It's picked up by Carver. He throws it over to first in time, and that'll be the first out here of the bottom of the sixth. So nice piece there from Kevin, just right at him.
Now at the back of the Cougars at third base with number 15, Trevor Testerman.
Send up Trevor Testerman now, third baseman.
Testerman 2 for 2 today with an RBI and a walk.
Not calling a yard card here, but boy, it just seems like he's due for a home run. He's got one so far this season, and it's a big swing and a miss there.
As I say, he swung for the home run there.
He was hoping for it on that one. The way that Jake Holbert is operating his off-speed pitches, if he leaves that pitch a little bit over the plate, might not be getting it back like that right there, as this one's hit towards deep left field, and it is going to be foul. Just missed that one as I right on time. Breaking ball that hung, and Testerman just missed it by a matter of feet.
It's not a windy day. That might have stayed fair. It's hard to tell, but boy, got a hold of that one for sure.
Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, it's just the way Holbert is throwing that pitch, it's very risky against a guy like Testerman. You got to get that ball outside. And did he go? Yes, says first base umpire Greg Stanley. And so it's a strikeout for Holbert, and quite the two-pitch turnaround, as it looked like Testerman gave us a go-ahead home run. But instead, it's going to be a strikeout.
Yeah, from our angle, it didn't look like he went around. At least from my angle, it didn't look like he went around there, but tough break on the appeal. So 2 outs now for McCabe.
Send up McCabe here. Nobody on and 2 away. Holbert looking to work another good inning here. That breaking ball outside. And McCabe's another one of those home run threats. He hit 5 last year in his senior season, has yet to do so yet this year.
Kind of a sneaky power guy. You look at him and don't think maybe he's the power guy, but if he gets a hold of one, he can certainly get it out.
Yeah, and he's really had the home run ball working later in his career. In his freshman, sophomore year, we didn't really see that power, and then I guess once he acquired that old man strength, he started to hit that ball a little bit farther, and last year was a career season for him as far as the long ball is concerned, and he's been sticking more with the average approach, batting close to 440 this season, but like you said, he's definitely got some sneaky power. He can hit one out. Taking all the way there on 3-0 for strike one.
I was talking a little bit about it on the broadcast yesterday. Really a big resurgence from his original senior season. Not very great one, but able to do well last year and continue it this year.
As he flies out there to the center fielder, Padilla, and that'll retire the side. So all tied up here as we head to the top of the 7th. It's going to be a bullpen game from here on out. Cougars and Hornets, 2 of the top teams in the ODAC. So we'll head to a break. Jake Braun will be the pitcher here for the Cougars as we get set for the top of the 7th. And Coach Kenny Fleming, Drew, going to go to his best bullpen arm this season. This is going to be his 6th appearance. He's got a 1.64 ERA and 11 innings of work, only 2 earned runs allowed, 6 walks, and 15 strikeouts. And Jake's a guy that last year had his season plagued with some injuries. He missed the early part of the year and worked his way back in. Now fully healthy for this season. You're really getting to see him reach his full potential in his senior season.
Yeah, probably one of the guys that's had some of the best talent arm-wise, on this Cougars roster the last couple of years, but you just haven't been able to see it because of those injuries. So good to see him back and doing well this season. In fact, you mentioned giving up 2 runs. One of those could be questionable depending on the scoring of it, but Jake will tell you that because he told me yesterday.
Oh, no. Don't want to get into an argument with Jake.
But obviously, as you said, having a great season and comes into a big spot here.
And Jake, our freshman year was just dominant as a starter. And then, like we talked about, those injuries kind of hurt him a little bit, and now has moved into a bullpen role somewhere where he can get more work and stay healthy. And obviously we hope that for the rest of the season. As starts out with a ball. And this one hammered down the line, but it'll be foul. One almost took Robert Reed's head off over there at third. He's able to get out of the way, thankfully.
Wind picking up here, gusting from right to left, about 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's been a factor all game, but like you said, now really picking up, and you got to worry about those high fly balls as that one misses outside. And that's why in the off season, all these teams work with the jugs machine and hitting that ball way up in the air and trying to come down with the catch. 2-1 pitch. And that one gets in there, much to the dismay of Madigan. 2-2. Braun looking for his 16th strikeout of the season as he comes set. Delivers a 2-2 pitch. And the dirt for ball 3. And I can tell you the last thing that Coach Fleming and the coaches want in that dugout is a leadoff walk in a tie game here in the top of the 7th. So definitely got to try to get this one over the plate as home plate umpire Mark Yonder will come out and DoorDash the ball to Braun. Big pitch coming up here.
And Barry's shaking up a little bit there on the play, so getting a little bit of a moment to catch his breath.
So Barry gets set to catch what's going to be a big pitch here in a tie game. This is one of those where you'll live if he hits a single. Just got to get it over. Braun gets the sign and comes set. Delivers a big payoff pitch. It's a breaking ball, and it's hit in towards foul territory and out of play. Hits us in the press box over here.
He got the pitch he wanted there, and the result just couldn't keep it inside the field. Got the pop up.
Yeah, bold pitch there, too, from Jake going off speed. 3-2 pitch. Let's see if he goes back to it. And he does, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. He gets Madigan swinging, and that's the first out here of the top of the 7th. Good work there from Jake.
Yeah, you talked about the evolution of this pitching staff, and I think if you look back the last couple of years where they've gotten into trouble is those leadoff walks to start an inning, and you had a chance there, maybe give up a walk, but he fights back and able to get the strikeout.
As this one's going to be hammered in towards left field and down in front of McCabe for a base hit. Rounding first and holding there is Keenan. He took a big turn. It'll just be a single with one out.
10th hit of the game for the Hornets.
Send up Matthew Ashley here. And on that strikeout, too, with Braun, I think it just speaks to his confidence level. Anytime if you're a pitcher in a big spot like that, you got 3-2, and you can go with your breaking ball back-to-back pitches, really shows how confident you are that you can throw a first strike. Right now he's got Carl Keenan at first. Extends his lead a little bit. And Braun takes that one on the outside. 1-0. It also speaks to the pitching staff, too. I think, like you said, in so many recent years, the leadoff walks have really hurt Averett, and just not afraid right there. Just going to attack the hitter with an off-speed pitch. There goes the runner. The throw down is not going to be in time. The ball gets away, and holding there at second is Keenan. So Keenan takes off. He steals second and gets in a scoring position now. Now some trouble here for Braun.
Pitch was a strike, so that helps him out there. But obviously now you got to think about the go-ahead run at second base.
Working against the bottom of this order. The top of the order looms. As that one's down for a ball. But that top of the order of Padilla and Garrett and Cornwell were the reason that the Hornets tied the game up last inning. So the last thing that you would want is to give them base runners on. See if Braun can try to get out of this. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Braun, and now it's 2-2. Actually looks in against Braun. Base hit gives the Hornets the lead. Braun's looking to get a strikeout. And this one's going to be hammered towards first. Diving there is Skinner. Can't get it. It's into right field. The throw in from Ziski is not going to be in time. And the Hornets have taken the lead. It's an RBI single for Matthew Ashley.
It's good timely hitting there to put it right where the Cougars weren't.
So this is dangerous here for Averett. You've got the bottom of the order putting in work. You've got the 9-hitter up, Christian Carver, and then obviously we know what looms on deck. So we'll see again. This is a good coaching game right here, Drew. It's just both of these coaches, when your starter only gives you 4 or 5, you've really got to be selective with who you bring in and how long you let them go. And Jake, who's been the best pitcher out of the bullpen for Averett so far, in a little bit of trouble here. See how far he goes.
It's going to be a good chess match between these two coaches the rest of the way as they decide which pieces to use. It's that one in there for a strike. Talk about Kevin Anderson, guy who's been at Shenandoah for 22 years. Yeah. Kenny Fleming obviously been at Averett for 7 as the head coach, but obviously comes from a baseball background, played minor league ball in the Braves organization.
There goes the runner. It's almost the pitch out. The throw is going to be inaccurate and out of the way. And a stolen base there for Matthew Ashley, and the Hornets now giving the Cougars a taste of their own medicine with the stolen base. So as time is called now, another base runner in scoring position, and you mentioned it before the game too about why Averett lost in that first game was the timely hitting, and you know I can't help but think about that inning a few innings ago where Averett had the bases loaded and only were able to score 1. Right now, Shenandoah is doing a good job at getting big hits with runners in scoring position. Looking to do it again here. Braun, 1-1 in the count. He steps off and just throws a lollipop over there to Romano.
I think that's where you look at programs and confidence and things like that. You know, Shenandoah is a team that's, you know, receiving votes in the poll. They're consistently up there in the rankings, you know, getting to the postseason during their history. Averett's trying to get to that point after the last couple years, get back to that point. But, you know, good teams do things when it matters.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy you mentioned about Shenandoah and their history, and obviously they lead this all-time series 39-14. But last season they climbed all the way up to 1 at one point. Fell off a little bit at the end of the season. They beat Guilford in the ODAC playoffs, but this is a team that was ranked number 1 at one point last season, and the Cougars actually beat them in their own stadium. So definitely something, too, to look at as Averett's looking to beat Shenandoah in back-to-back seasons, something that they haven't done in over a decade. This one is going to be spoiled away foul, and so it'll be 2-2 again.
I remember my first couple years covering Averett baseball. I can't remember if it was when I was covering them as a newspaper reporter or when I came on board as the SID, but they made a couple runs to the College World Series back in the day in the USA South Conference era.
Big 2-2 pitch here. And it hits him, and that is not what you want right there. Christian Carver wears it. He'll have a bruise tomorrow, but he'll have a base right now as it'll be first and second with one away, and now the lineup flips over, and now we're going to have Coach Fleming come out and talk with Braun. Let's see, is this going to be a pitching change? No, he's going to ask the infield to all come up here and have a conversation, so it's interesting, Drew. At multiple points in this game, both teams, I feel like, have had spots where they could just blow it open, and neither have done so far. Shenandoah is looking to do that right here.
Yeah, obviously the Cougars have kind of put themselves in a little bit of a pickle here in the back half of the order when they could have, gone after guys, and those are the guys you want to see up as opposed to the guys at the beginning of the lineup, because typically they're up there for a reason. And they've struggled here in this inning against the back half of the lineup, and now it's got them in trouble. And now you've got Padilla coming up as the top of the lineup rolls through here with one out and a couple runners on.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously there's no moral victories, and this is an Averett team that came into the day yesterday #1 in the ODAC, and so they're looking to win games. But I think if anything, at least this game has shown that the Cougars have been able to respond well. They got blown out yesterday. There's no other way of putting it. And they've come out here and competed really well. But this is a spot right now for Braun where he's got to keep the game close. 6-5 right now. And Padilla hits this one to short. It gets over the head of Lowe and into the gap. That's going to score a run, maybe two. Rounding third there is Carver. He'll hold. It's an RBI double. And the Hornets now lead 7-5.
Lowe, I thought he's made a couple of those plays this year. Thought he was going to do it there, but just gets over his head just by maybe 6 inches, if that. And another run comes home. Now it's about minimizing the damage and keeping the deficit to 2 if you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring us back to inning 1 of this game, and Cole McLean gave up 3 runs in the top of the first. So far, 2 runs have scored here, but he was able to strand those runners at second and third and keep it at 3. Right now, Braun has to keep it at 2 late in the stretch of this one. Top of the 7th. The Hornets now lead by 2, and that one is on the outside corner for strike 1.
Still plenty of baseball.
Yeah.
Only being in the top of the 7th, so the Cougars are going to get at least 3 more at-bats. So they've got time. They don't have to get it all back at once, but you want to keep the damage as low as you can, so it gives you an even better chance to come back.
Infield playing in. This one's going to be hit towards shallow right field. Ziske runs over. His hat falls off, and it falls in front of his feet. The throw to home is not going to be a time. It gets past Barry. It gets past Braun. Braun backing up, picks it over, throws it to home plate, and he's safe. He's safe at home. Really close play down there, but 2 runs score off of the throwing error from Ziske. And now the Hornets have really put a dent into this lead. Now it's 9-5.
Yeah, tough break for the Cougars there. The ball just got away, and really close play at home plate. I do believe it was the right call. I think he got his hand underneath the glove, but, man, that was tight.
So 4 runs now have plated in the top of the 7th. Coach Fleming's going to come out. I would imagine this is going to be the end of Jake Braun's day. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't know if he motioned for the lefty or if he was.
I think he did motion, but maybe not.
Yeah, that's going to be it. So Braun exits. He gives up 4 runs here with 1 out accounted for. And Shenandoah looking to blow up the lead even more here as Averett will have a pitching change out there. Try to get that number for you here. So it'll be Maddox Warren, the left-hander, coming out here. We got to see him against William Peace on Tuesday. And coming into a big spot here, Warren so far, 4 appearances, 2.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. 7.71 ERA. And he'll be coming in here to try to get a big couple of outs. Averett has seen their lead, their 5-4 lead, diminish into a 4-run deficit. So we'll see if Maddox Warren's able to get out of this one. Boy, that top of the Hornet lineup has been detrimental to the Cougars so far today, as they are just putting up some big numbers. You see Padilla and Garrett and Cornwell all 1, 2, 3, and 4. But Coach Fleming's going to lean on the lefty here. It'll be the first time that Shenandoah sees a lefty since they faced off against Ian Amerson yesterday afternoon. But it's interesting, Drew. I mean, Averett's offense has just been so good this year that even in a 4-run deficit, you still feel like, you said too, it's so early, you got 3 more at-bats, that they are fully capable of coming back into this one and see if they can do it, but they've got to hold it right here.
Yeah, this is an important moment. You got to keep it as tight as you can, give yourself that opportunity to come back over these next couple innings. Like, you don't have to get it all back at once. Yeah. Obviously you can, and this offense has been capable of it. I remember I was going with softball down to Raleigh and was coming back on the bus following the Hampton-Sydney game, and, you know, Cougars were down by a couple runs, and then all of a sudden, boom, huge crooked inning, and able to get back in it and win that game. So they are certainly capable and have that confidence.
First pitch from Maddox Warren is going to be low for ball 1. Obviously the move here bringing him in to face Noah Cornwell, the left-hander. Cornwell did hit a home run off of the lefty Amerson yesterday, so see what he can do here. 2 hits so far today. Breaking ball inside, 2-0 now. And, man, I would be very cautious here. You got the base open and 1 away. Set up the double play. You don't necessarily have to give Cornwell anything good to hit here.
Yeah, you definitely want to be careful.
Long hold from Warren. And this one is going to be hit foul down the first base line. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 away here. Runner at second base. It's Garrett, and he gets him in a pickle. He picks him off. Garrett trying to get out of it, and he's tagged out there from Testerman. And so nice back pick there from Maddox Warren. Oh, that's a big play.
Huge play for the Cougars. Erases that base runner off the base paths, and now can maybe breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief knowing you got nobody on here for Cornwell, but also 2 outs on the scoreboard.
Yeah, now Cornwell's got nobody on, like you said, and 2 outs, and you can be a little bit more aggressive here if you're Warren. Working around the zone. Nice breaking ball in there for a strike on the inside corner. So now 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch just misses outside there. Good pitch there from Maddox. And now it runs it full. Waiting on deck is Brody Pickett. He would be next. 3-2 pitch is a breaking ball that hits him. And so Cornwell will head to first.
Number 11, Brody Pickett.
Let's send up Brody Pickett. Runner at first base and 2 away and a 4-run lead for Shenandoah.
Pickett 1 for 3 with a walk today.
Trying to hold it at 4 here. 13 hits for Shenandoah so far. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. So Maddox Warren trying to hold the runner off, and there goes Cornwell. The throw by Barry is not going to be in time, and so it's another stolen base for the Hornets. Now make that 3. So 0-2 is the count, though, so Maddox Warren trying to forget about that runner at second and just get the batter here, Brody Pickett. Oh, 2 pitch is in the dirt, blocked up there from J.C. Barry. Cornwell at second. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Pickett. The pitch is a breaking ball. It just misses outside. Good pitch there from Warren again, just not getting that outside corner.
Yeah, really nice pitch there.
Home plate umpire Mark Yonder says it was just a bit outside. 2-2 now. This one grounded foul. Waiting on deck is the DH Connor Hauser looking for a shot. Maddox Warren working some of the biggest innings of his season so far. Breaking ball inside, and now it's 3-2.
This is where you can't lose him right here. You gotta give him something either to put in play or at least not something too far out of the zone.
He's got the lefty on deck, and the 3-2 pitch is going to be swung on and fouled back. And boy, the Shenandoah offense is relentless. They've had a couple of those this game where it's been 2 strikes, and Averett's made a good pitch, but the Hornets have just been a feisty team so far and fouling some of those pitches back. So it'll send us to 3-2 again. Warren comes set and delivers. This one's going to be grounded over to Nick Romano. Nice easy hop. Fields it, throws it to Skinner, and he gets him for the last out of the inning. But Shenandoah puts up the big blow. 4 innings, most runs scored in an inning by any team so far. They lead by 4, 9-5 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Danville. Jackson Sherman on the mound for the Hornets as we get set for the bottom of the 7th. So Sherman, the right-handed junior pitcher, 5'10", 190 pounds from Waynesboro, Virginia, and Waynesboro High School. We were just taking a look at some of his stats, Drew, and it seems like, judging by just his last couple of appearances, Averett might have a shot to score a couple runs this inning.
Yeah, Sherman, 3 1/3 innings pitched has given up 4 runs in those totals, so has a 10.80 ERA in those 3 appearances. Does have 3 strikeouts, though, so we'll see how the Cougars can do against him coming through the middle of the lineup.
Send up P-Rob, Preston Robbins, the designated hitter, and then Drew Skinner and J.C. Berry. So 4, 5, 6 coming up here for Averett, and this is a big test here as we get towards the early to middle part of the season. This offense that's been so good all season long is going to be tasked with coming up with 4 or 5 runs to tie or take the lead with just 9 outs remaining.
Good news is the way this is playing out, you know the top of your lineup's going to get another time through at the plate.
Robbins ahead now 2-0, and yeah, like you said, this is a big part because as we head down to the 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters, it's so important for them to get on base and set those guys up for RBI situations. Robbins 2-0. Let's see how aggressive he is here. As that one misses high, and interesting, when we were on break too, we saw Jackson Sherman warming up, and he had a couple pitches that hit almost us up here in the press box, so a little bit wild in his warm-ups, and wild here 3-0. And he misses high again, and so just like in his warm-up pitches, just missing up. So Robbins gets on first with the leadoff walk. And I'm sure Coach Kevin Anderson is pulling his hair out. You don't want leadoff walks up 4 runs after a 4-run inning.
No, but the Cougars will take it.
Yep. Robbins at first, Skinner at the plate. And he switches it up with a breaking ball, and that one gets in there for strike 1. Berry on deck. He's had a big day, a couple of hits. And that line out to Cornwell at first. A 1 pitch is another breaking ball in there for strike 2. And so changing up the pitch sequence a little bit. Struggled with his command on his fastball against Robbins. Goes to the breaking ball and gets Skinner 0-2.
Skinner 0 for 3 here today.
And he pops this one up towards the first base side, ranging over is Keenan, and he makes the catch. And so Skinner an 0 for 4 days so far. And there's one away.
That'll bring up Berry. Berry's got 2 of the 7 hits today for Averett. 2 for 3.
Yeah, good chance for him here to continue to be a crucial piece of this Cougars offense and get 3 hits and get 2 runners in scoring position if he's able to put one in the gap. Sherman misses high with the breaking ball there. One-0 pitch here to Berry. And that one misses high, ball 2. And so now 2-0. And again, when you're down 4 runs, you got to be very selective here. If Berry's going to offer at this 2-0 pitch, it's got to be right in his wheelhouse. 2-0 pitch is high and away for ball 3, and so Sherman is really struggling with that fastball. As he was able to get Skinner on a couple of breaking balls, but the second he went back to the fastball, it's been a little bit rough, high and away, and Berry will surely be taking here. And that one's in there for a strike.
Able to harness that one and get it across for the strike.
Big pitch here, 3-1. And Berry pops it up towards shallow left. The wind's bringing it over, but Garrett is right under it to make the play, and there's 2 away. And that's a big out there as Berry was ahead of the count 3-0, and Sherman was able to get back and get the out.
Yeah, the Cougars talk about timely hits. This is a couple times this game they've gotten a leadoff guy on or gotten a couple guys on and haven't been able to do anything with it. And now down to 2 outs here in this frame.
Yeah, it's going to send up the shortstop, Tyler Lowe. And Lowe chops that one foul. So a good comeback here from Sherman, walking the leadoff guy on 4 pitches, is able to get Skinner out and then falls behind on Barry 3-0, but gets back into the account and gets the second out. Lowe doesn't offer at that one, and it's 1-1. If Sherman's able to get Lowe right here, the next inning, the bottom of the 8th, would be the 8-hitter Romano, the 9-hitter Williams, and then the lineup would flip over. Averett looking to get Romano an at-bat right here, though, in the bottom of the 7th. And a good pitch there from Sherman, inside corner, 1-2. So Tyler Lowe looking to dig in here, behind in the count against Sherman, 1-2. And he rips this one over to third base. Nice play there from Ashley, throws it over to first in time, and that will retire the side. So Sherman walks the leadoff guy on 4 pitches, but comes back with 3 straight outs. We'll head to the top of the 8th here. Cougars down to their last 6. And here we go for the top of the 8th inning here. Cougars down by 4, looking to hold it there. Maddox Warren back on the mound for Averett, working against the DH Connor Hauser. So Hauser will lead it off, the lefty, working against the lefty. And the first pitch is going to be inside. They'll check over at third, and he did not go. Says third base umpire Robert Reed.
Hauser 1 for 4 on the afternoon in the DH spot.
Going to get a hit against the lefty pitcher. Hauser swings and chops that one foul towards the Averett dugout. Ball, 1 strike here to Hauser. And a good breaking ball there is going to be skied foul. So Averett has had to empty the barn today. Cole McLean started through 4 1/3 innings. Will Green recorded 2 outs. Comer recorded 2 outs. Turner recorded an out. Braun recorded an out. And Warren right now 2/3 into his outing. So bullpen door has been swinging open a lot here today. As the wind, I think that's pretty indicative of how windy it's been today. This big gust comes over and takes the hat off of Maddox Warren. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here to the leadoff hitter, Hauser. And he just taps that one foul. Check swing. So let's see if Warren goes back to the breaking ball here. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hauser. Goes fastball and gets him out, swinging. So Maddox Warren gets a strikeout here in the top of the 8th inning, and there's one away.
Yeah, big pitch there with a full count. Able to get that first out by strikeout.
Yeah, Warren has done a really good job out of the bullpen. Now he's through an inning and no runs, and he came in with a runner at second base. That was Kyle Garrett. He was able to pick him off and then walked Cornwell, but was able to get Pickett out. So he did a good job last inning trying to keep that up here in the top of the 8th and keep Averett within striking distance. This one hit hard towards short, low, down on it, picks it up, throws it over to first in time. And so that'll be the second out as Ty Lowe's hat goes deep into left field now. The wind just howling out there, 2 away.
I thought that was going to make its way all the way down to the corner.
I was rooting for it. I was just watching it just run away. Lowe runs over and retrieves it. So 2 away now, and in steps Carl Keenan, switch hitter. First time we'll see him from the right side here. And that fastball misses outside. Ball 1 strike here to Keenan. And gets that one to go. Strike 2. And so Maddox Warren has done a great job here so far of limiting the damage and holding the Hornets at 9 runs. Trying to finish the inning right here. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Maddox Warren, the big lefty, coming in to a tough spot last inning, getting out of that and shutting out the Hornets here in the top of the 8th. 2 strikeouts here as it'll send us to the bottom of the 8th. Warren trying to keep the Cougars in it. Averett 4 runs away from tying it. We'll be right back. New pitcher and new hitter as we'll have Ryan Seifert on the bump for the Hornets, the sophomore right-hander. And Tyler Wilson, the pinch hitter for Averett.
Seifert 4 innings and 2/3 pitched. Comes in with a 3.86 ERA, making his 5th appearance out of the pen.
So Wilson enters for Romano. I'm curious to see how that works defensively for Coach Fleming's squad. Might see Maddox Jordan appear, or even potentially Nathan McAllowitz. We'll see how that goes. But right now, obviously, the main focus is the offense trying to get some runners on base, and that's what Tyler Wilson will be tasked to do right here. And he starts up 3-0.
Wilson coming through clutch in his minimal at bats. He's 3 for 7 on the year, so batting .429.
And had a huge hit on the road as he takes ball 4, and so it's a leadoff walk. And Tyler Wilson gets on first, and I would imagine they're probably going to pinch run for him. And yeah, so we'll see Maddox Jordan come in for him.
Now batting for Averett, left center fielder, number 20, Mason Williams.
So Tyler Wilson does a job right there.
So Maddox Jordan with some speed on the base pass. He's 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts this season.
Yeah, Jordan has been a good bench piece this season for Averett. He's a good defensive replacement as well as, like you said, the stolen base threat. As Seifert having a hard time finding the strike zone, make that 5 straight balls out of the pen. And a little bit of deja vu here, Drew, from the last inning. We had a leadoff walk on 4 pitches. So this inning starting out the same way as the last one was. Hopefully it ends differently. And that's another ball, and so ball 6 now. And a 2-0 count to Mason Williams. Waiting on deck is the leadoff hitter, Kevin Ziske, and you start to get the feel a little bit that the momentum switching in the favor of Averett. 2-0 pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. But boy, if Williams is able to get on base right here and get 2 runners on with nobody out in the top of the order coming up, be a good opportunity for Averett. Yep, that's ball 3.
Yeah, just squeak the door open just a little bit,
Yep.
give yourself a chance, and see how much you can open it here in this frame.
Big pitch here, 3-1, swinging, and he fouls this one down the third baseline.
Couldn't tell, but that might have been ball 4.
It's close. So we'll see what Williams can do here. He's tasked with trying to get on base by any means and get another base runner on for the top of the order. Checking over at Maddox Jordan, but he's in safely. In any other situation, you think about running Maddox, but that run doesn't mean too much at first. You got to just be careful. Take a look at him, though. Not running 3-2 pitch. This one's going to be hammered towards deep left field, driving Garrett back. He feels for the wall. He leaps, and he can't get it. It's over the wall. It's a home run for Mason Williams. 2-run blast for the senior.
What a ball, just crushed to left field, wind blowing out. And I couldn't tell if that bounced off of the glove of Garrett or if it bounced off the top of the fence. We definitely saw that ball ricochet out. So I can't tell if Garrett actually got a glove on it or if it hit the top of the fence. But either way, a home run, and the Cougars have a little bit of momentum back within 2.
3-2 swinging, and he launches one over the left field wall. And, you know, this is a big ballpark. If you've never watched Averett baseball or if you're a Shenandoah fan, this is not an easy stadium to hit one out. And, I mean, even Garrett just getting up and having a chance on that ball was pretty incredible. But it went out of play, or went over the fence, rather, and it's a 2-run blast for Williams. So now we're going to have a talk at the mound. It's now a 2-run game.
I don't know if we can see it on this replay, but we can take a look at it real quick. Check out the home run by Williams.
Hmm. And we are going to have a pitching change there as you see Williams replay home run. crushed that ball over the fence, and just like that, we've got a brand new ball game here. So we'll see who's coming out. It's going to be the lefty for Shenandoah. So we'll see who's coming out here for the Hornets. It'll be Ziski.
Looks like number 32 on the mound now for Shenandoah. Braden Landis coming in, making his 5th appearance out of the pen. He's pitched in 3 innings with a 3.0 ERA.
For the Hornets now on the mound, number 32, Braden Landis.
Sophomore out of Palmyra, Pennsylvania.
That's one of the interesting things here about Shenandoah, and like you said, they stuck with that 3-pitcher approach last game and using some of their bigger arms, but right now they're going to some guys with not too much experience, only 3 innings of work for Landis, and obviously this is a big spot to come into right here on the road, and just gave up a 2-run blast, and now it's a 2-run game, so big spot for him here. And he's going to have to face the top of the Cougars order as well, Ziski, Testerman, and McCabe. So this is by far the best chance right now for the Cougars to try to mount a big comeback late in this game.
You talk about pitching staff. Shenandoah, very deep pitching-wise. I was just looking at it. They've used 24 pitchers this season through their first 20 games.
Yeah, there's a lot of names on this sheet right here, and a lot of them ranging from the 1 inning to 4 innings, and so it's a pretty deep bullpen, and they're going to be looking to lean on Landis right here, especially to get Ziski out. I think that's the main reason why he's in, to get the lefty.
But this is exactly what you wanted from if you're Averett. You get the chance to get within the striking distance, and it's done by your number 9 hitter hits a 2-run blast. And now you got the start of your top of your lineup coming through, and the heart of your lineup through this inning and potentially the 9th.
Yeah, I mean, Mason Williams so fired up after that home run, and as he should, because when you come up in that spot, everybody needs you to get on base, and you know that you got to flip the lineup over, and right there he launches one over the left field wall, and I definitely say that's doing a job, as Landis' first pitch to Ziski is a swing and a miss. And now, Averett just needs 1 base runner to bring the tying run up. It's a good pitch there from Landis, but Pickett couldn't catch it, and now it's 1-1.
That was the 2nd career home run for Williams. He had one back in last season. So
good breaking ball there from Landis, and he gets ahead of Ziski now, 1-2. That bullpen is hot over there for the Hornets, and I would not be shocked if they took Landis out just after this at bat. See, and Ziski gets drilled. That's a big mistake there from Landis, as he was ahead on the count, 1-2, and it sends up the tying run, Trevor Testerman.
Yeah, Ziski not happy about getting plunked.
And yeah, I don't know if they're going to keep Landis in for Testerman and McCabe. We'll see. It doesn't look like it. Looks like the bullpen door is going to swing open, and so Landis has a short-lived outing. He comes in, he hits Ziski, and he's going to exit. So we'll get the number for you here in just a moment. But right now, Averett's got the tying run up. It's Trevor Testerman. And Trevor, in his last at-bat, missed a home run by a matter of feet. Definitely had the distance, but it was a little bit foul. And then he struck out, so.
Believe it's Orion Marshall. The first year out of Leesburg, Virginia. Making his 7th appearance out of the pen. 8 2/3 innings with 12 strikeouts and a 2.08 ERA.
So Coach Kevin Anderson going with one of his bigger bullpen arms, and obviously this is, like, if you're going to go with your closer here, you'd probably go with him right now. You got the top of the order for Averett. The tying run is up. And so right here for the Hornets, you got to go with your best bullpen arm that you have left. And that's what Coach Anderson's going to do right here, the sidearm pitcher for the Hornets. Looking to come in and roll a double play ball maybe. It'll be Testerman and McCabe and Robbins. It'll be 2, 3, 4 for Averett. And now the wheel starts to turn too for the bullpen, because now Maddox Warren, who came in a low leverage situation, down 4 runs, pitched 2 great innings, and now you start to wonder, do you just keep rolling him out there, or maybe you turn to a different bullpen arm?
Yeah, I think it could depend on what happens here with the rest of this inning as to who you go with if you make a change. Obviously, if you come back and tie the game or get back within 1, that may change how you feel as opposed to being down 2. So we'll see how it all plays out here with Testerman stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan Comer's been used, Jake Braun's been used, Tim Schwer pitched yesterday, and he's also coming back from injury, so not quite sure about his availability. Jack Turner's been used, so you still got Michael Pellegrino and names like that. But right now, the task at hand is in the bat of Trevor Testerman, and that first pitch is going to be way outside.
We haven't seen Cade Saban. I don't think he pitched yesterday, so he's kind of the closer. He's got 2 saves on the year. I don't think Arner got in.
Yeah, Garrett Arner also available, so we'll see what happens there. That one high and inside for ball 2, and right now Hornets are just having a hard time getting ahead of these Averett hitters, and that is a recipe for disaster. Ziske with 8 stolen bases on 8 attempts this year at first, and there he goes. He takes off. The throw from Pickett is going to be in time, and so a risky stolen base attempt there. Down by 2 runs and a tying run at bat with Testerman, and Ziske gets thrown out.
Yeah, you want to – looks like the Cougars trying to be aggressive there.
So that's the first time this season that Ziske's been thrown out, and now Testerman can do less damage at the plate because of that. A 3-0 pitch hits the outside corner. Good news for Averett, though, is that if Testerman's able to walk, they get the guy right back at first, and then McCabe steps up with the tying run. But Testerman's got to get on. And he breaks his bat? Did he break his bat on that?
He broke it, yeah. He's holding the handle.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think I've seen that here. Metal bat breaks, and Marshall gets the second out of the inning, and this inning is flipped upside down.
There's a 4 unassisted play. I don't know that I've seen it. Keenan grabbed the ball and just ran it over to first. Testerman just looked like in a daze, couldn't believe the bat broke. He's holding the handle, and the rest of it ended up out towards the mound.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for 4 years. I have not seen a broken metal bat, especially in that manner. Sometimes the cap comes off, or, I mean, that was just shattered. So, wow, 2 outs now, and things have really flipped here ever since they brought in Marshall, the freshman. Averett had the tying run at first and Testerman in a 2-0 count before Ziske was thrown out on a stolen base attempt. And Testerman breaks his bat. And now it's 0-2. 2 runs through this inning. Off of the bat of Mason Williams, a 2-run shot to left field. Marshall wanted that one. McCabe definitely didn't offer at it. Marshall gets the sign and comes set. 1-2 pitch here to Nolan McCabe. It is a breaking ball that is low. And Marshall, now twice on back-to-back pitches, thought he was getting back to the dugout.
Yeah, definitely a borderline pitch there. That's one that's hard to lay off of. And McCabe gets lucky that it wasn't called for a strike.
So McCabe, 6-year senior, working against the freshman pitcher. And he chops this one over to short. That's going to be a tough play with his speed. He's got to hurry. Carver throws it over to first, but he gets him. And that will retire the side. So Marshall comes in and gets 3 straight outs and puts out the fire for the Hornets, but not before Mason Williams gets a 2-run home run. The lead now cut in half to 2. It's 9-7 as we head to the top of the 9th here in Danville. As we get set here for the top of the 9th, it'll be Cade Sabin on the bump for the Cougars to look to hold this at 2. As we saw Mason Williams hit that 2-run bomb in the last inning. Sabin comes into this one. This will be his 6th appearance on the year, a 5.87 ERA. And one of those arms that Coach Fleming has in the circle of trust to come in here and put up a 0, and they need it badly right now. This one's going to be hit over towards Skinner at first, and it gets through the hole for a base hit. And so that's going to be a leadoff single for Matthew Ackley. And boy, this bottom of the order has done wonders for the Hornets.
Now Shenandoah, number 57, Christian Carver.
Send up Christian Carver now, and then we'll flip it back over to Padilla, the leadoff batter.
Yeah, 14 hits on the day for Shenandoah. Carver at the plate. He's the only one who hasn't gotten into the action. Hitless today, 0 for 3.
He'll square to bunt and get it down, and it's a beauty. Sabin's not going to get it. It's over to second. Jordan couldn't grab it, and that is about as good of a bunt as you will ever see, as his hitless streak there ends, and it's an infield single, and just like that, the Hornets have 2 runners on and nobody out. So leadoff batter now, Padilla steps up, and he's also a bunt threat, especially this late in the game. I would be anticipating him squaring. Let's see if he does. He does, and it's a breaking ball that misses inside.
He had 2 for 4 today with 2 RBIs and a walk, but obviously situation calls for trying to move the runners over and try to add a couple runs, insurance runs to Shenandoah's lead.
That one on the outside corner for strike 1. Next inning for the Cougars, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. It'll be Preston Robbins, Drew Skinner, and J.C. Berry. This is a huge inning right here. You feel a lot more comfortable if it's only 2 runs. Gets another bunt down, and that's a good one, too. It sends it over to Testerman. He's got to use his arm to get it over to first, and it's dropped. So now the bases are loaded here with nobody out, and Kyle Garrett stepping up.
Kyle Garrett.
So this kind of feels like in a game where both teams have had moments to blow it open. This could be the final blow right here for Shenandoah. They got the bases loaded, nobody out, and a 2-run lead here on the top of the ninth. And they've got their 2-3-4 hitters up, so couldn't draw it up any better if you're a Shenandoah fan, as first pitch there from Saban is in there for a strike.
Yeah, if you're Averett, you got to pray that you take one out of Shenandoah's book earlier in the game.
Yep.
Had the bases loaded, nobody out, and only gave up 1 run. If you're Averett, I think you would take that here.
Definitely take 1 run, as this one is going to be hit and through the hole for a base hit. That one gets down towards Ziske. That scores 1. Holding at third there is Carver. And so now bases still loaded, a single, and the merry-go-round going in round and round here for the Hornets.
And of course, that'll bring up Cornwell, another guy 2 for 4 today with 2 RBIs.
And Cornwell, 11 homers this year, leading the ODAC, 2 yesterday. I'm sure on his mind right now is just ending it with 1 swing of the bat. That's a good pitch there from Saban in there for strike 1. Infield playing in again. Ground ball will be going home for the force. 17 hits now for Shenandoah here today. Big cut there, but he comes up empty. Good pitch there from Saban, and it's 0-2. A strikeout here would be huge for Saban. He's got to be careful, way ahead in the count. And this one's going to be hit over to first base. Skinner makes the play, throws it over to first, but the throw is wild, and Barry couldn't get back onto the bag. It's going to be a throwing error on Drew Skinner, and that's going to be another run for the Hornets as he rushed the throw a little bit. I don't think he needed to get that out so fast.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell from our angle, but it looked like maybe Cornwell was in his throwing lane, and I think he tried to toss it over his head, and when he did, he just didn't get enough on it. Barry had to dive out to get it and take his foot off the plate.
Now this nightmare, top of the ninth, continues here for Averett. Still no out recorded, and the base is still loaded. And it sends out Brody Pickett.
Well, it's a fielder's choice on the batter.
And so now it's 1-1. This one chopped. He can go home with it, but it's booted. He has got to go to first, and he gets the out there, but another run scores for Shenandoah, and that one was a tough hop there on Saban. I might want to charge that one if he could redo it again, but it's going to score a run for the Hornets.
Yeah, it's hard to adjust when you're on a hill.
Yeah.
And just kind of got caught in that in-between a little bit and unable to make a clean fielding play. Does get the out. Good awareness to still get the out at first, but another run comes home.
Yeah, that's one of those PFPs, pitcher fielding practices, that look easy from the outside, but those are rough. Like you said, that mound, the ball takes a weird hop, especially when you're so close to the batter. It looks like it comes off harder than what it actually is. And so a tough play there for Saban. Like you said, though, got the knowledge to throw it over to first and get the out. Bring up Connor Hauser, designated hitter. A 3-run inning here for the Hornets. This one's belted towards the left. McCabe was playing deep. It's on the warning track. He makes the catch. It's going to be a sacrifice fly. The runners will all advance. And the 4th run of the inning through for Shenandoah. So now 13-7 lead for the Hornets. And it'll bring up Hayden Madigan.
Madigan 1 for 5 on the day with an RBI.
This one's crushed towards left. McCabe's going to give it a look, but that one's going to sail way out of here. That is a 2-run bomb for Hayden Madigan. And Shenandoah putting the finishing touches on this series here. They're now up 14 to 7. 15 to 7, third time's the charm. 18 hits. And Madigan sends that one long gone.
Now batting the Hornets, 19, Carl Keenan.
So Averett with a really good showing here in the second game following the game one that we saw yesterday. They lost 9-2. Cut the lead down to 2 in the bottom of the 8th, but Shenandoah's bats coming alive here late in the top of the 9th.
It's one of those situations. Obviously, Cougars still have an opportunity going into the bottom of the 9th, but it's one of those situations. You got a bunch of, you feel like what ifs, like this, the box score, the final score is not going to tell how close this game really was.
Yeah, it's a good point. If you obviously, if Averett doesn't put together a big comeback in the bottom of the 9th, it definitely doesn't feel like an 8-run game. This has been back and forth for most of it, and I think you touched on it a little bit earlier too, just the experience from Shenandoah kind of seeing through here a little bit in this series and being able to come away late as this one's scorched to center, but it's going to be caught there for Mason Williams, and that'll retire the side. So Averett down 15 to 7 after a 6-run inning from Shenandoah. They're looking to close out this series sweep. Averett looking for a big comeback in the bottom of the 9th. Try to wake up the bats. We'll be right back with you on the Averett Sports Network.
Averett University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
So bottom of the 9th here is same pitcher on the mound for the Hornets, and a barn burner here, 15 to 7, 18 hits for Shenandoah, 8 for Averett. And like we were just talking about during the break, I mean, this windy day, this wind just blowing out towards left field. We've seen 3 home runs so far today, and a bunch of ones that hit the warning track or came a bit close to the wall. So.
Yeah, just to show fans how much the wind is blowing, the camera you're watching now, you can see it shake. That's because the pole is shaking, and that pole is attached to the building out in center field. So it doesn't even matter. That's how hard the wind's blowing here.
And both teams have benefited from it. Shenandoah just a bit more, as we've seen 2 home runs for them. And that last home run for Madigan, the right fielder. Robbins swings and fouls that one down foul. But a big test here at Owen Fulton Field this weekend for Averett, a team that is receiving votes in the top 25, and they were picked 3rd in the ODAC. Averett was picked 2nd to last. Coming into Friday, Averett had a hold on that number 1 seed in the ODAC, and I think if they're not able to mount a big comeback here in the bottom of the 9th, I think there's a lot of things to learn from positively for Averett in this series. Playing a team that is consistently in the ODAC playoffs and in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I think, there's no moral victories, but at the same time, even though the scoreboard didn't turn out in your favor in these two games, that you played with one of the top teams in the conference, and just shows you that you are capable of doing those types of things this season. And just got to continue on, learn from the mistakes from these two games and take that into these next couple of games. It's only going to continue to get harder as the season goes, but
you see Robbins swing through that fastball there for the first out of the bottom of the ninth. But, yeah, well said, because like you said, too, I mean, the road ahead now, if Averett doesn't mount this comeback and they fall to 5-2, it's disappointing, but you would have taken that in the beginning of the year. You would have taken 5-2, and so they got a big game coming up on Tuesday against Roanoke on the road, or here at home, that they can come back and win. So biggest thing for Averett is to not get too discouraged as Skinner pops this one up into foul ground. It's caught from Cornwell, and the Cougars are down to their final out.
Ultimately, if you're Averett, you got to remember, look at the end game goal. You want to get to the conference tournament. That's the key. You don't have to win every game, but if you get to the conference tournament, it's something you haven't done in a long time in both the ODAC or going back to the days of the USA South. Focus on that. Continue to work hard. Do what you're doing. Clearly, there's been success. Even though Shenandoah has outscored Averett, there has been success on the scoreboard for the Cougars.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, the goal for this team for sure before the season was to get into that top 8 and make the playoffs. And so, obviously coming in today, the number 1 seed, expectations arise, but you still have to just stay consistent and take care of the games that you got to take care of and finish the job. And so, obviously, as we head to the middle part of the season, that's going to be the goal for Averett. But like we've seen at parts in both of these games, Averett can handle these teams, these type of teams, these top 3 teams in the ODAC. And so, if they're able to do that, take care of business everywhere else, and they'll be fine. But just got to learn from these games, as that one is inside for ball 2. Shenandoah is going to have Marymount at home on March 24th, Monday, and then at Bridgewater, and then home to Hampton-Sydney, and their road ahead. As that one, this is outside for ball 3. Cougars obviously have that big game against Roanoke here at home. Curious to see who starts that one. Obviously, Amerson and McLean pitched the first 2 games of this series. This one sky towards center, wind taking it all the way back, but Padilla is able to corral it, and that'll do it. Shenandoah sweeps the series here in Danville. They win this one 15-8. They win the first one 9-2. And any final thoughts, Drew, as we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I'll just say that I thought Averett certainly showed at times that they are capable of doing some good things against some good teams, even though you look at the scores of both of those games and they look out of reach. Really, it was just 1 or 2 bad innings kind of cost Averett. But I think, moving forward, as long as you can look at the positives that you did, move that, learn from the mistakes you made, and take it to the rest of the season. And I think the Cougars certainly are going to be a contender to get into those playoff spots in the ODAC tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And so Averett drops to 13-5, 5-2 in the ODAC. Shenandoah takes the number 1 seed over. They move to 7-1 in the ODAC and 15-6 overall. And as we mentioned, Averett's next game will be at home against Roanoke. So we'll look forward to that one. Should be an interesting one. The Cougars lose consecutive games for the first time all season. The latest that they've done that since 2003. So Cougars will be looking to get back on track against Roanoke. So that's going to wrap this one up. It's been a pleasure to do this game with you, Drew, the voice of the Cougars. So it's been a great one, and unfortunately the Cougars lost, but looking forward to the next one on Tuesday, and hopefully they'll get back on track. So that'll do it here for the Averett Sports Network. For everyone in the press box, Drew Wilson, I'm Thomasini III saying so long, friends, and we will see you on the next one.